You're nothing without me, Arya, nothing. The words rang in her ears as she grabbed the stranger's face and kissed him hard, desperate, drowning. 3 years of lies burned in that kiss. 3 years of being told she wasn't enough. The stranger's hands caught her waist, steadying her trembling body. When she pulled back, gasping, his eyes were black ice. Dangerous. Calculating. Behind her, Luca's voice shattered the air, but she didn't care anymore. She'd just kissed a man who looked at her like she was a weapon, not a possession. Like she was worth protecting, worth destroying for. She didn't know his name. Didn't know he was the most dangerous man in New York. Didn't know her life had just ended and begun. Before we dive deeper, please subscribe and stay until the very end of this story. Comment which city you're watching from. I want to see how far Arya's journey travels. Now let's begin where everything's shattered. Get your hands off her. Luca's voice cut through the bass-heavy music. Arya's lips were still pressed against the stranger's mouth. Her eyes squeezed shut, her heart hammering so hard she thought it might crack her ribs. She tasted whiskey and mint and something darker danger maybe. Recklessness, freedom. The stranger pulled back first, slowly. His thumb brushed her jaw as his hands dropped from her face. His eyes, God, his eyes pinned her in place. Not with judgment, with something that looked almost like recognition. Bad night. His voice was gravel and smoke. Arya couldn't speak. Her throat had closed. Behind her, Luca was shoving through the crowd, his face purple with rage. The blonde he'd been kissing 30 seconds ago stood by the booth, her lipstick smeared, looking confused and bored. Arya started. Don't apologize. The stranger stepped between her and Luca's approaching fury. Casual, unhurried, like he had all the time in the world. You kiss who you want. Luca stopped 3 feet away. His chest heaved. Sweat beaded his hairline despite the club's air conditioning. Arya, what the hell? Me, her voice cracked. Me. You were just, your tongue was in her mouth, Luca. That was nothing. He tried to step around the stranger. The man shifted, blocking him. Luca's eyes narrowed. Move. No. One word. Flat, final. The crowd around them had grown quiet. Phones appeared. Arya's stomach lurched. This was going to be all over social media. Her mother would see. Her boss would see. Everyone would see. I don't know who you think you are, Luca said, his voice dropping to something dangerous, but you're making a very big mistake. The stranger smiled. It didn't touch his eyes. You were saying something about her being nothing without you. Arya's breath stopped. He'd heard that. He'd heard Luca screaming at her across the club before she'd even stormed to the bar. Luca's face went white, then red. That's between me and my fiancé. Ex-fiancé. The words burst out of Arya. Her hands shook as she yanked the engagement ring off her finger. It was too tight. Had always been too tight. Luca had insisted it showed how much he loved her, that his love was so big it couldn't be contained. She hurled it at his chest. It bounced off and disappeared into the crowd. We're done. You don't mean that. Luca's voice turned pleading, manipulative, the voice he used when he wanted something. Baby, you're upset. You're not thinking clearly. I'm thinking clearly for the first time in 3 years. Arya. She said you're done. The stranger's voice dropped lower, colder. Now walk away while you still can. Something flickered across Luca's face. Not just anger, fear, real genuine fear. He looked at the stranger like he'd just recognized him, like he'd just realized who he was dealing with. You. Luca took a step back. You're leaving. The stranger's hand moved to his jacket. He didn't pull anything out. Didn't have to. Luca saw the movement and went pale. This isn't over, Luca said, but he was already backing away, already retreating into the crowd. The blonde grabbed his arm, whining something about going somewhere else. He shook her off and disappeared toward the exit. Arya's legs gave out. She would have hit the floor if the stranger hadn't caught her. His hands were steady, strong. He guided her to the bar, signaled the bartender. Water, cold, now. The bartender jumped like he'd been electrocuted. 30 seconds later, a glass appeared. The stranger pressed it into Arya's shaking hands. Drink. She drank. The water was so cold it hurt her teeth. She couldn't stop shaking. I'm sorry. Her voice sounded foreign, small. I shouldn't have, God. I just grabbed you and don't. Don't what? Apologize for saving yourself. He watched her with those dark, unreadable eyes. You saw him with someone else. You reacted. Nothing wrong with that. I assaulted you. I've been assaulted. That wasn't assault. Something that might have been amusement flickered across his face. That was desperation. Tears burned her eyes. She blinked them back hard. I don't cry. I don't, damn it. One escaped, then another. She swiped at them angrily. The stranger pulled a handkerchief from his pocket. Actual cloth, monogrammed. Who carried monogrammed handkerchiefs anymore? Here. She took it. The fabric was soft, expensive. The monogram read AV in elegant script. Thank you, Mr. Adrien. He paused. Adrian Volkov. The name meant nothing to her, should it? The way Luca had looked at him suggested it should. I'm Arya, Arya Chen. I know. Her head snapped up. How? Your ex-fiancé screamed it 14 times in the last 5 minutes. Adrian's mouth curved slightly. You're hard to miss. Heat flooded her face. Right, of course. She stood swaying slightly. The room tilted. I should go. Not alone, not like this. I'll get a cab. At 2:15 a.m. in Manhattan looking like that. His eyes swept over her dress, red, tight, expensive. A gift from Luca for her last birthday. She suddenly hated it. No, I don't know you. You kissed me. That was a mistake. Was it? He tilted his head, studying her. Felt pretty intentional to me. I meant, she stopped. What did she mean I need to go home? Then I'll take you home. You don't have to, I know. He gestured toward the exit, but I'm going to anyway. Something in his voice made it clear arguing was pointless. Arya's brain was too scrambled to fight anymore. She followed him outside where a black car idled at the curb. Not a sedan, a Mercedes S-Class. The driver stood beside it, his face expressionless, his suit impeccable despite the late hour. Miss Chen? The driver opened the back door. Adrien gestured for her to enter. She hesitated, every true crime podcast she'd ever listened to screaming warnings in her head. I could hurt you in a public club if I wanted to, Adrien said quietly, reading her hesitation. I don't want to. I want to make sure you get home safe, that's all. Against every instinct, Arya believed him. Maybe because she was tired. Maybe because she had no one else. Maya was in Boston for work. Her parents would ask too many questions. She had no one. She got in the car. Adrien slid in beside her, keeping a careful distance. The leather seats were butter soft. Classical music played softly through the speakers. The car pulled away from the curb, smooth as silk. Where to? She gave him her address. Adrien nodded to the driver, who adjusted course without a word. Arya's phone buzzed. Luca. She declined. It buzzed again. Again. May I, Miss? Adrien held out his hand. She should say no. Should keep her phone. But she was so tired of hearing it buzz, of seeing his name, of being reminded that an hour ago she'd thought they were going to spend the rest of their lives together. She handed it over. Adrien powered it off and tucked it into his jacket pocket. You'll get it back when we arrive. You're very sure of yourself. I'm very sure of what you need right now, and what you need is silence. He was right. God help her, he was right. They drove in silence for several minutes. Arya watched the city lights blur past, trying to process what had just happened. She'd thrown away 3 years, thrown away the ring, thrown away the man her mother kept saying was such a good catch. He wasn't good enough for you. She turned. Adrien was watching her, his expression softer than before. You don't know me. I know you kissed a stranger instead of making a scene. I know you threw the ring and walked away instead of crying and begging. I know you're stronger than you think you are. You know that from 5 minutes. I know that from watching you decide to save yourself. He shifted slightly, his attention sharpening. How long? What? How long had you known about the cheating? Arya's throat tightened. I didn't. Tonight was the first time I actually saw, but you knew. Somewhere inside you knew. Had she? The late nights, the phone calls he'd take in the other room, the way he'd started criticizing her weight, her job, her friends, her laugh, the way he'd isolated her so slowly she hadn't noticed until she was alone. Maybe, she whispered. Not maybe. You knew. That's why you were at the club without him. Why you kissed me. You were looking for an excuse to end it. That's not, it's okay to admit it. Adrian's voice was gentle. Sometimes we need someone else to give us permission to do what we already know we should. Arya's eyes burned. She looked away, blinking hard. You talk like you know a lot about it. I know a lot about a lot of things. Like what? Like the fact that Luca Martinez is in debt to 3 different loan sharks. Like the fact that he lost his job at Sterling Investments 2 weeks ago for insider trading. Like the fact that he's been living off your salary and his parents' money while telling everyone he's a rising star. The air left Arya's lungs. How do you know that? I know a lot of people. People talk. In 5 minutes, you found all that out. I knew who he was the second he opened his mouth. Adrian's expression hardened. Men like him are predictable, weak. They prey on strong women because it makes them feel powerful. I'm not strong. I stayed for 3 years. You left when it mattered. That's strength. The car stopped in front of her building. The doorman started to approach, then saw the car and stopped. Hung back, like he knew better than to interrupt. Adrian handed Arya her phone. Their fingers touched. Electricity sparked between them, sharp, unexpected, undeniable. Thank you, she managed, for the ride, for everything. Arya, he caught her wrist gently as she reached for the door handle. Change your locks, tonight if you can, tomorrow morning at the latest. You think he'll come here? I think men like Luca don't handle rejection well, especially public rejection. His thumb brushed the inside of her wrist. Her pulse jumped. Be careful. I will. I mean it. His grip tightened slightly. If he shows up, don't let him in. Call the police. Okay. Promise me. The intensity in his voice made her shiver. I promise. He released her. She got out of the car on shaking legs. The doorman rushed forward to help her, his eyes darting nervously to the Mercedes. Ms. Chen, everything all right? Fine, Thomas. Thank you. She made it to her apartment on autopilot, unlocked the door, stepped inside, locked it behind her, slid the deadbolt, attached the chain. Then she collapsed against the door and let herself cry. She cried for the 3 years she'd wasted, for the woman she'd become, small, careful, always apologizing, for the dreams she'd given up because Lucas said they were unrealistic, for every time she'd convinced herself his criticism was love. Her phone buzzed, 27 missed calls, 34 texts. Baby, please, we need to talk. You're overreacting. That meant nothing. You're embarrassing me. Everyone's talking about you. You made me look like a fool. This is your fault. If you hadn't left early, I wouldn't have. The text got progressively angrier, more accusatory. By the end, he was calling her names that made her stomach turn. Her finger hovered over the block button. Before she could press it, someone pounded on her door. Arya! She jumped away from the door like it had burned her. Open this door right now, Luca. Oh God, he'd followed her home. We need to talk. Go away, her voice shook. Not until you let me in, not until you apologize. Apologize for what? For humiliating me, for kissing that guy, for making me look like an idiot in front of everyone. You made yourself look like an idiot. His fist hit the door, hard. The frame rattled. Let me in. No, we're done, Luca, leave. You don't get to end this. I decide when it's over. Me. Arya grabbed her phone, hands shaking so hard she could barely dial. 911. Her thumb was on the call button when another voice cut through Luca's shouting. Problem here. Deep, calm, dangerous. Thomas the doorman, but he sounded different, harder. This is between me and my fiancé, ex-fiancé, and Ms. Chen asked you to leave. This is private. This is a private building and you're trespassing. So you have 2 choices. Walk out or be carried out. Your call. Silence. Long and tense. This isn't over, Arya. Luca's voice was high, desperate. You hear me? This isn't over. Footsteps. The elevator ding. Silence. Arya sank to the floor, her whole body shaking. A soft knock came at her door. Ms. Chen, he's gone. I called building security. He won't be allowed back in. Thank you, Thomas, her voice cracked. Are you safe? Do you need me to call the police? I'm okay. Thank you. She heard him hesitate, then walk away. Arya pulled her knees to her chest, wrapping her arms around them. Her phone buzzed. Unknown number. Thomas is good people, but I'm sending someone else to watch your floor tonight. Just in case. Hey, Adrian, how could he possibly? How did you get my number? Does it matter? Yes. Your ex shouted it at you twice. Memory is a useful thing. That doesn't explain I told you. I know people who know things. Now stop arguing and change your locks. It's 2:30 in the morning. I have a locksmith who makes house calls. Say the word. Arya stared at her phone. This was insane, all of it. She should block this number, should pretend tonight never happened. Instead, she typed, okay. 30 minutes later, a locksmith arrived. Professional, efficient, didn't ask questions. By 4 a.m., she had new locks, new keys, and a security chain that actually worked. The locksmith handed her a card as he left. Mr. Volkov's account, all settled. I can pay. Already handled, ma'am. Have a good night. He left before she could argue. Arya sat on her couch, staring at the new keys in her hand. Her phone buzzed. Better is. Thank you, but you didn't have to. I wanted to. Get some sleep. Adrian. Yes. Why are you doing this? Really, the three dots appeared. Disappeared. Appeared again. Finally, because when you kissed me tonight, you reminded me what courage looks like. Sleep well, Arya. She read the message 3 times. Then she turned off her phone and went to bed. She didn't sleep. By morning, the texts from Luca had multiplied. He'd created new numbers after she'd blocked the first one. The messages were getting darker, more threatening. You'll regret this. You think you're better than me? I made you who you are. Without me, you're nothing. I'll make sure everyone knows what you really are. At 9 a.m., her phone rang. Her mother. Arya Chen, what is this? I'm hearing about you attacking Luca at a nightclub. Her heart sank. Mom, that's not what happened. His mother called me at 7 in the morning, said you humiliated him in public. He was cheating on me, so you made a scene in front of everyone. This is why you can't keep a man, Arya. You're too emotional, too dramatic. The words hit like a slap. Mom, Luca was good for you, stable, successful. You need to apologize. He was cheating on me. All men make mistakes. You think your father never looked at another woman? You forgive, you move on. You don't throw away 3 years over one mistake. Arya's hand tightened on the phone. One mistake? Mom, he's been cheating for months. How do you know? Did you see it with your own eyes before last night? No, then you don't know. You're making assumptions, being paranoid. Her mother's voice softened, which somehow made it worse. You're 31, Arya. You're not getting any younger. Good men don't grow on trees. I have to go. Arya, she hung up. Then she blocked her mother's number. Then she turned off her phone and threw it across the room. It hit the wall and clattered to the floor. Didn't break? Of course it didn't break. Nothing broke the way it should. She called in sick to work. Couldn't face the questions. Couldn't face the stares. Her coworker Melissa had been at the club last night. Had probably already told everyone. By Monday, the whole office would know. For 3 days, Arya existed in a fog. Didn't eat, barely slept, jumped at every noise. Thomas reported that Luca had tried to enter the building twice more. Both times, security had turned him away. On day 4, someone knocked. Polite, professional, not Luca's aggressive pounding. She checked the peephole. A woman in a business suit stood there holding a manila envelope. Arya opened the door, a cracked chain still attached. Yes, Ms. Arya Chen. Who's asking? I have a delivery for you, from a concerned friend. The woman slid the envelope through the gap. Have a good day. She was gone before Arya could respond. Inside the envelope, a thumb drive and a note in elegant handwriting. You deserve to know the truth. What you do with it is your choice. A. Arya's hands shook as she booted up her laptop. Plugged in the drive. One folder. Dozens of files. Security footage. Time-stamped. Dated. She clicked the first one. The club. But not from last night. From 6 months ago. She watched Luca walk in with a brunette. Watched him kiss her. Take her to a private booth. Her stomach churned. Next file. 4 months ago, different woman. Next, 3 months ago, another one. Next. 20 different women over 6 months. sometimes twice a week, always the same club, always the same behavior, all while wearing the rings she'd given him for their 2-year anniversary. Arya's vision blurred. She felt sick, felt stupid, felt her phone rang. She answered without checking the caller ID. "Did you watch it?" Adrian's voice. "How did you get this footage?" "Answer the question." "Yes, I watched it, all of it." Her voice broke. "How long have you had this?" "Since the night we met." "Why didn't you show me then?" "Because you wouldn't have believed me. You needed to get angry first. Leave first. Now you're ready for the truth." "The truth," she laughed a hollow sound. "The truth is I wasted 3 years on a man who never loved me." "No, the truth is you're free now and you're stronger for it." "I don't feel strong. I feel like an idiot." "You're not an idiot. You're someone who wanted to believe the best in someone. That's not weakness, Arya. That's humanity." Tears slid down her face. "Who are you really?" Silence. "Adrien, who are you?" "Someone who's been where you are. Someone who knows what it's like to wake up and realize everything you believe was a lie." "That's not an answer. It's the only one I have right now." "Then I want to meet you, in person, not in a car, not with a driver, just meet you." More silence. Then, "Tomorrow, 2 p.m., I'll send you the address." "What if I bring someone for safety?" "Bring an army if it makes you feel better. I just want to talk." The line went dead. Arya sat in the silence staring at the frozen security footage on her screen. Luca's face laughing his arm around a woman who wasn't her. She opened her laptop browser. Searched Adrian Volkov, Manhattan. The results made her blood run cold. Alleged crime boss Adrian Volkov continues to evade federal investigation. Volkov family suspected in string of high-profile. Sources say Volkov controls majority of article after article. Photos taken from a distance. Speculation. Rumors. Nothing concrete enough to stick in court, but enough to paint a picture. Adrian Volkov wasn't just dangerous. He was one of the most powerful criminals in New York. And she'd kissed him. And he'd changed her locks. And he'd sent her evidence. And he'd protected her. Why? Her phone buzzed. "Maya, are you alive? I've been trying to reach you for 3 days." Arya called her. Maya answered on the first ring. "Oh my God, I thought you were dead." "I'm not dead. Luca's been posting all over social media that you attacked him." "He's lying." "I know he's lying, but you need to do damage control. Your mother's been calling me. Your boss called me." "Arya. She wants to know if you're coming back to work." "I'll deal with it." When? Soon." "That's not Arya what's going on, and don't say nothing. I know you." Arya closed her eyes. "If I tell you something, you have to promise not to freak out." "I promise nothing. Talk." "I think I'm being protected by a mafia boss." Silence, long and absolute. "Maya. I'm sorry, I think I just had a stroke." "Did you say mafia boss?" Arya told her everything. The kiss, Adrian, the security footage, the locks, the research. Maya listened without interrupting, which was terrifying because Maya always interrupted. When Arya finished, Maya was quiet for a long moment. "So," Maya finally said, her voice very calm, very controlled, "you kissed a mob boss. He's obsessed with you, and now he's sending you evidence and changing your locks." "Yes." "And you're meeting him tomorrow?" "Yes." "Alone?" "I was hoping you'd come with me." "Oh, you were hoping, Arya? Are you insane?" "Probably." "This isn't funny. This man is dangerous." "So is Luca, apparently." "Luca's a cheating scumbag. This Adrian guy he's..." Maya made a frustrated noise. "I'm coming over. Right now. Don't argue." "Maya, I said don't argue." She hung up. 40 minutes later, Maya arrived with wine, Thai food, and a baseball bat. "The bat's in case your mob boyfriend shows up uninvited," she said, setting everything on the counter. "He's not my boyfriend." "He changed your locks at 3 a.m. That's boyfriend behavior." "Crazy criminal boyfriend behavior, but still." They ate in silence for a while. Then Maya set down her fork. "Show me the articles." Arya pulled up her laptop. Maya read through everything, her expression growing darker with each click. "Holy shit." "I know." "No, like, holy shit. Arya, this guy he's not just some low-level criminal. I know." "Do you, because these articles are talking about murder, extortion, racketeering, Alleged murder. Alleged extortion. Oh, well, if it's alleged, Maya threw up her hands. You can't meet him tomorrow. I have to. Why? Because he has answers about Luca, about what's happening, and I need to know. Then let's call the police. And tell them what? That I kissed a stranger who turned out to be a criminal, that he sent me security footage proving my ex is a cheater. The police can't help me, Maya. Then what can help you? The truth, and Adrien has it. Maya stared at her. Then she reached for the wine bottle and poured them both very full glasses. Fine, but I'm coming with you, and I'm bringing pepper spray, and probably that bat. Deal. They drank, they talked, they ordered more food. Around midnight, Maya crashed on the couch, the baseball bat propped against the arm. Arya tried to sleep. Couldn't. Her mind kept spinning, replaying everything. The kiss, Adrian's eyes, Luca's threats, her mother's disappointment. The security footage. When you kissed me tonight, you reminded me what courage looks like. Had that been courage? Or just desperation? Her phone buzzed. 2:47 a.m. Adrien. Can't sleep. How did you know? Because I can't either. Why not? Because I'm trying to figure out how to tell you something tomorrow that's going to make you hate me. Her heart stopped. What? Get some sleep, Arya. You'll need it. Adrien, what are you talking about? But he didn't respond. The three dots appeared and disappeared, appeared and disappeared. Then nothing. Arya stared at her phone until her eyes burned. Then she set it aside and watched the ceiling until light crept through the windows. Whatever Adrien had to tell her tomorrow, whatever truth he was hiding, she needed to hear it, even if it destroyed everything. Morning came too fast. Arya's eyes felt like sandpaper. Her head pounded, and Maya was already awake, pacing the living room with her phone pressed to her ear. I don't care what the policy is. I need today off. Family emergency. Maya paused. Yes, it's urgent. Thank you. She hung up and turned to Arya. Okay, I'm coming with you. No arguments. I wasn't going to argue. Good, because you look like death, and I don't trust you to make rational decisions right now. Maya grabbed the coffee pot. Drink, eat something. Then we're going to research this guy until we know everything. They spent the morning diving deeper into Adrian Volkov's world. What they found wasn't comforting. The Volkov family had controlled major parts of Manhattan's underground for 3 generations. Money laundering, protection rackets, legitimate businesses that weren't so legitimate. But Adrien himself was a ghost. No arrests, no convictions, nothing that stuck. He's careful, Maya muttered, scrolling through another article. Too careful. Or he's good at what he does. That's what scares me. At 1 p.m., Arya's phone buzzed. An address in Tribeca. Nothing else. That's a warehouse district, Maya said, looking it up. Arya, this is literally where people get murdered in movies. Then stay here. Not a chance. Maya grabbed her purse, checked that the pepper spray was inside. But if we die, I'm haunting you first. The car Adrien sent arrived at 1:30, different from the Mercedes. An SUV this time, windows tinted so dark Arya couldn't see inside. The driver was a woman, which surprised her, mid-40s blonde, efficient. Ms. Chen, Ms. Park. The driver opened the back door. Mr. Volkov is expecting you. Maya grabbed Arya's hand as they climbed in. We can still run and go literally anywhere else. But they didn't run. The SUV pulled away from the curb, smooth and silent. The driver didn't speak, didn't turn on music. Just drove through Manhattan with the kind of precision that suggested she'd made this trip 1,000 times. They stopped in front of a converted warehouse. Clean, modern, nothing threatening about it from the outside. The driver opened their door. 3rd floor, elevator straight ahead. You're not coming, Maya asked. Mr. Volkov requested privacy for this meeting. Arya's stomach twisted. She and Maya exchanged glances. Then they walked inside. The elevator was sleek, all glass and chrome. It rose smoothly, opening directly into a massive loft space. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooked the Hudson River. Modern furniture, expensive art. And standing by those windows, hands in his pockets, was Adrien. He turned as they entered. His eyes found Arya's immediately. Something flickered in his expression, relief maybe, or regret. You came. You said you had answers. Arya's voice came out steadier than she felt. I do. His gaze shifted to Maya. You must be the best friend. Maya Park, And if you hurt her, I will find a way to destroy you. Adrian's mouth curved slightly. I believe you. He gestured to a sitting area. Please. They sat. Adrian remained standing, which put Arya on edge. He looked different in daylight. Older maybe, more worn. The scar above his eyebrow was more visible. There was another one faint along his jaw. I'm going to tell you things, Adrian said slowly, that are going to upset you, make you angry, maybe make you leave. But I need you to hear all of it before you decide. Decide what? Arya asked. Whether you trust me. Maya snorted. Trust a crime boss, hard sell. I know what the articles say, what people think. Adrian's voice remained calm. Some of it's true, most of it's exaggerated. But right now, that doesn't matter. What matters is Luca. Arya's hands clenched. What about him? He's dangerous, more dangerous than you know. He's a cheater and a liar. I already know that. He's also desperate, and desperate men do stupid things. Adrian pulled out his phone, tapped the screen a few times, then handed it to her. This was recorded yesterday. Arya pressed play. Security footage from what looked like a parking garage. Luca appeared on screen talking to three men she didn't recognize. Large, rough-looking. Not the type of people Luca usually associated with. What do you want us to do? One of the men asked. Luca's voice was cold, nothing like the charming man she'd known. I want her scared, really scared. Hurt if you have to. Just make sure she understands she made a mistake. Arya's blood went cold. When was this? 2 days ago. These men are currently in police custody. Anonymous tip about an unrelated crime. But they're talking Arya, and they mention your name. Oh my God, Maya grabbed the phone, rewinding the footage. He hired people to hurt you, actually hurt you. Why? Arya's voice shook. Why would he? We're broken up. It's over. Because you embarrassed him, Adrian said quietly. Men like Luca, they don't see women as people. They see them as possessions. And you had the audacity to throw him away in public. So what, he wants revenge. He wants control, and he'll do anything to get it back. Arya stood her legs unsteady. I need to call the police. I need to. Already done. The police have the footage. They're building a case against him right now. Then why am I here? Adrian's expression darkened. Because Luca's family doesn't play by the rules. They have lawyers, connections, money. They'll get him out, bury the evidence, make you look unstable. And once he's free, he'll come after you again. So what am I supposed to do? Let me protect you. Maya stood up. Absolutely not. Arya, we're leaving. Wait. Arya held up her hand. What does that mean? Protect me? How? Stay here in this building. It's secure. Private. No one gets in without clearance. I have people who can keep you safe until this blows over. For how long? However long it takes. That's insane, Maya said. You can't just hide her away like some princess in a tower. I can, and I will, if she lets me. Arya's mind raced. This was crazy, absolutely insane. But the footage of Luca, the cold hatred in his voice. What do you want in return? She asked. Adrian's eyes met hers. Nothing. Nobody does something like this for nothing. I'm not nobody. Then what are you? The question hung in the air. Adrian moved to the window, staring out at the river. When he spoke again, his voice was different, quieter, more vulnerable. 5 years ago, I watched someone I cared about get hurt because I didn't protect them, because I thought the law would handle it. The police, the system. He turned back to face her. They didn't. And by the time I realized I should have stepped in, it was too late. She died afraid and alone, and I wasn't there. The room went silent. Arya's throat tightened. I'm not letting that happen again, Adrian continued. Not if I can stop it. So no, I don't want anything from you, Arya. I just want you safe. Who was she? Arya asked softly. My sister. The words hit like a physical blow. Maya's expression shifted from suspicion to something softer. Arya felt tears prick her eyes. I'm sorry. Don't be sorry. Just let me help. I can't stay here. I have a job, a life. You can work remotely. Most of your firm does according to their website. You researched my job. I research everything. Adrian pulled out a tablet, slid it across the coffee table. Your boss, Jennifer Martinez. She's reasonable. A phone call explaining you're dealing with a safety issue will buy you at least a week. Your rent's paid through the month. Your bills are automated. Anything else can be handled from here. You've thought of everything. It's what I do. Maya picked up the tablet, scrolling through it. This is detailed, creepy detailed. I prefer thorough. I prefer not being stalked. Then you shouldn't have kissed me at a nightclub. Adrian's attention shifted back to Arya. You have until 6 p.m. to decide. Stay here where I can protect you, or go home and hope Luca's family doesn't get him out before the police finish their case. Your choice. That's not a choice. That's an ultimatum. It's reality. I'm just presenting the options. Arya wanted to argue, wanted to storm out, but her hands were still shaking from watching that footage, from hearing Luca's voice say those words. Hurt if you have to. I need to think. Take your time. There's a guest room down the hall. Kitchen's fully stocked. Help yourself to anything. He walked toward the elevator, stopped, turned back. For what it's worth, I'm sorry you're in this position. Sorry he turned out to be who he is. You deserve better. Then he was gone. The elevator doors closed, leaving Arya and Maya alone in the massive loft. Maya immediately started pacing. Okay, let's think about this logically. He's a criminal, a dangerous criminal, but he also just told us his sister died because he didn't protect her, which is either the truth or the best manipulation I've ever heard. It felt true. Feelings aren't facts, Arya. I know, but she stopped. What if he's right? What if Luca's family does get him out? What if he comes after me again? Then we go to the police. We get a restraining order. Restraining orders don't stop bullets, Maya. The words hung heavy between them. Maya's face went pale. He wouldn't. Luca wouldn't go that far. You saw the footage. You heard what he said. That was just talk. Bluster. Men say things when they're angry, and sometimes they mean them. Arya sank onto the couch. I don't know what to do. Then let's figure it out together, pros and cons. Maya sat beside her. Cons Adrian Volkov is literally a mobster. Staying here means being in debt to him, even if he says you're not. It means being in his world, depending on him. Pros. You're safe. Luca can't touch you. And honestly, Maya bit her lip. The way Adrien looked at you when we walked in, that wasn't manipulation. That was real. What are you saying? I'm saying maybe he's telling the truth. Maybe he really does just want to protect you. Or maybe he wants something else, and he's playing a long game. Maybe. Maya squeezed her hand. But right now you need to decide. What does your gut tell you? Arya closed her eyes. Her gut said she was terrified. Terrified of Luca. Terrified of Adrien. Terrified of making the wrong choice and ending up dead because of it. But her gut also said that Adrien had chances to hurt her. In the club. In the car. He'd had her alone vulnerable, and he'd driven her home. Changed her locks. Sent her evidence. Protected her. I think I believe him, she whispered. Then stay. But I'm staying too. Maya. Not negotiable. If you're doing this, you're not doing it alone. Before Arya could respond, her phone rang. Unknown number. She answered cautiously. Ms. Chen, a woman's voice. Professional. This is Detective Sarah Morrison with NYPD. I'm calling about Lucas Martinez. Arya's heart stopped. What about him? We received a tip about a planned assault. Video evidence showing Mr. Martinez soliciting violence against you. We need you to come in and make a statement. When? As soon as possible. This is time sensitive. His family's already retained legal counsel and we need your testimony to... A click. The line went dead. Arya pulled the phone from her ear, staring at it. Hello, nothing. She tried calling back. The number went straight to voicemail. No greeting, no identification. What happened? Maya asked. A detective called about Luca. Then the line cut out. Try again. Arya did, same result. Voicemail, no callback. The elevator dinged. Both women jumped. Adrien stepped out, his face grim. Did you just get a call from a Detective Morrison? How did you? It wasn't a detective, it was a setup. Someone trying to get you to go to the police station alone. He held up his phone. My people flagged it the second the call connected to your phone. Your people were listening to my calls. Your people are keeping you alive. His voice was sharp. That number burner phone, purchased this morning, used once for that call. But she knew about the video, about Luca hiring those men, which means someone leaked information to Luca's family. And they're trying to get you isolated so they can. He stopped. Where did the call say to meet? The police station. She didn't specify which one, because she wanted you to pick, wanted you walking around exposed trying to find the right location. Adrian's jaw tightened. This is worse than I thought. They're moving faster than expected. Who's they? Maya demanded. Luca's uncle, Dominic Martinez, runs the second largest investment firm in New York, also runs a significant portion of the city's less legal financial enterprises. Adrien moved to his computer, pulled up a photo. Recognize him. Arya's stomach dropped. The man in the photo had been at her engagement party, had given a toast, had told her she was good for Lucas. He was at my apartment once, she said slowly. Lucas said he was there to discuss business. They went into the bedroom, talked for an hour. What did Luca tell you they discussed? Investment opportunities. He was setting up offshore accounts, hiding money, using your name and social security number. The room tilted. What? Adrien pulled up documents, bank statements, account numbers, all bearing her name, all containing amounts that made her head spin. He's been laundering money through accounts in your name for 6 months. If this ever gets investigated, you're the one who goes down for it, not him. I never signed anything. You didn't have to. He had your information, your signature on file from the lease he co-signed. Easy enough to forge the rest. Maya grabbed the papers, scanning them frantically. This is fraud. This is Arya could go to prison for this. Not if she cooperates with the investigation. Not if she has protection. Adrian's eyes met Arya's. This is bigger than a jealous ex-boyfriend. This is organized crime, money laundering, tax evasion, and you're the patsy. Arya couldn't breathe. Her vision tunneled. I need air. Adrien guided her to a chair. Head between your knees. Breathe slowly. She did. In through her nose, out through her mouth. The panic receded slightly. I didn't know, she gasped. I swear I didn't know. I know you didn't, but Dominic Martinez doesn't care. Right now, you're a liability. You know too much. You've seen too much. And you're publicly connected to Luca. So what does that mean? It means they want you gone, discredited, or dead. Maya made a choke sound. You can't be serious. I wish I wasn't. Adrien crouched in front of Arya, his voice gentle. This is why I need you here. Why I need you safe. Because if they get to you, there's nothing I can do. Why would you even want to help me? You don't owe me anything. Maybe not, but I owe my sister, and helping you helps settle that debt. Arya looked at him. Really looked. His eyes were tired, sad. This wasn't about control or possession. This was about guilt, about trying to save someone because he couldn't save the person who mattered most. Okay, she whispered. Okay, what? I'll stay for now until this is resolved. Relief flooded Adrian's face. Thank you, but I have conditions. Name them. Maya stays with me. I want daily updates on what's happening with the case, and I want the truth, always, no matter how bad it is. Done. And one more thing. Arya stood, meeting his eyes. I want to know who you really are. Not the articles, not the rumors, the real you. Adrien was quiet for a long moment. That might be the most dangerous thing you have asked for. I don't care. If I'm trusting you with my life, you owe me that much. All right. He gestured to the couch. Sit. This might take a while. They sat. Maya positioned herself between Arya and Adrien, protective, suspicious. Adrien leaned back, his expression distant. My family came to New York from Russia in 1985. My grandfather was a thief, a good one, built a network, legitimate businesses as fronts. By the time my father took over, the Volkov name meant something. Power, protection, fear. And you, Arya asked. I didn't want it. I went to Columbia, studied law, thought I could change things from the inside. His mouth twisted. Naive. What happened? My sister, Natalia. She was younger, beautiful, brilliant. She fell in love with the wrong man, a prosecutor trying to make a name for himself. He used her to get to our family, got her to talk, to share things she shouldn't have. Arya's throat tightened. What did he do? He got what he wanted, then he cut her loose. She became a target. People who didn't want her testifying. She went to the police for protection. They put her in a safe house. Adrian's voice went flat. Someone leaked the location. She was dead within 24 hours. Oh God. Maya's hand flew to her mouth. I was in court when it happened, arguing a case about property rights. Meaningless bullshit. She called me, told me she was scared. I said I'd call her back after the hearing. He met Arya's eyes. I never got the chance. Silence filled the room. Heavy, suffocating. I'm so sorry, Arya said. After that, I stopped pretending. Took over the family business. Used what I learned in law school to build something stronger. Smarter. Untouchable. He stood moving to the windows. I'm not a good man, Arya. I've done things I'm not proud of. Hurt people who deserved it and some who didn't. But I protect what's mine. And right now, whether you like it or not, you're mine to protect. I'm not yours. I know. Poor choice of words. He turned. But I will keep you safe. That's not negotiable. Arya's phone buzzed. She glanced at the screen. Her mother, calling from a different number. Don't answer it, Adrien said. It's my mother, who Luca's family has probably already contacted. Turned against you. Made you the villain. Arya answered anyway. Mom, Arya Chen, what is this I'm hearing about you filing false police reports against Luca? Her heart sank. I didn't file anything. The police called me. His mother says you're lying about him, making up stories to cover your own behavior. She says you've been unstable for months. That's not true. Then why are the police involved? Why is everyone calling me asking questions about your mental health? Because Luca hired people to hurt me because he's been using my name to launder money. You sound paranoid, hysterical. Maybe you should see someone, a therapist. Get some help. I don't need help. I need you to believe me. I believe you're having a breakdown, and I think you need to apologize to Luca's family before this gets any worse. Arya's hand tightened on the phone. I'm not apologizing for telling the truth. Then you're on your own. Don't call me until you're ready to be reasonable. The line went dead. Arya stared at her phone. Her mother, her own mother, had just... She chose them, Maya said softly, over you. She thinks I'm crazy. She thinks what they wanted her to think. Adrian's voice was gentle. They're isolating you. Classic intimidation tactic. Turn your support system against you. Make you doubt yourself. It's working. Arya's voice broke. Maybe I am crazy. Maybe this is all... Look at me. Adrien moved closer. You're not crazy. You are not paranoid. You're a woman who saw the truth and refused to pretend otherwise. That takes courage. I don't feel courageous. I feel alone. You're not alone. You have Maya, you have me, and you have the truth. That's more than most people get. Arya wanted to believe him, wanted to feel strong. Instead, she felt small and scared and so tired she could barely keep her eyes open. I need to sleep, she whispered. Guest rooms down the hall, second door. Everything you need should be there. She stood on shaking legs. Maya stood with her. I'll help you. They walked down the hall together. The guest room was beautiful, huge bed, soft linens, windows overlooking the river. Someone had already brought her clothes from her apartment, her laptop, personal items. He really did think of everything, Maya muttered. Arya collapsed onto the bed. What am I doing, Maya? This is insane. Insane is going back to your apartment and waiting for Luca's hired thugs to show up. Maya sat beside her. You made the right call. Did I? Or did I just trade one dangerous man for another? Adrian's not Luca. How do you know? Because Luca would have locked you in here and thrown away the key. Adrien gave you a choice. That matters. Arya closed her eyes. I'm so tired. Then sleep. I'll be right here. You don't have to. I'm not leaving you. Not now. Not ever. We're in this together, remember? Arya felt tears slide down her temples. Thank you. That's what best friends do. Sleep came eventually, fitful, broken by nightmares. In one, Luca was chasing her through dark streets. In another, Adrien stood watching while everything burned. She woke gasping, tangled in unfamiliar sheets, her heart racing. Maya was asleep in a chair by the window, her phone still clutched in her hand. Arya checked the time. 8 p.m. She'd slept for hours. Her stomach growled. When was the last time she'd eaten? She crept out of bed, careful not to wake Maya, and padded down the hall. The loft was quiet, dark except for the city lights streaming through the windows. She made her way to the kitchen, found bread, cheese, started assembling a sandwich. Couldn't sleep. She jumped, spinning around. Adrian stood in the doorway, still dressed in the same clothes from earlier. He looked exhausted. I slept, just not well. I don't sleep much anymore. Because of Natalia, among other things. He moved into the kitchen, pulled out a bottle of water, handed it to her. How are you holding up? I've been better. Understatement of the year. She almost smiled. What happens now? Now we wait. My lawyers are working on getting the accounts in your name frozen and investigated. The police are building their case against Luca, and I'm making sure Dominic Martinez knows that touching you would be a very bad idea. How? You don't want to know. Yes, I do. Adrian studied her for a long moment. I made it clear that any harm that comes to you will be met with immediate and overwhelming retaliation. That your safety is personally important to me, and that I don't bluff. Is it personally important? Yes. Why? Because you remind me of her. Natalia, the way you refuse to back down even when you're terrified. The way you chose truth over comfort. He set down his water. And because when you kissed me that night, something shifted. I can't explain it better than that. Arya's breath caught. Adrian, I'm not asking for anything. I just want you to know, so there's no confusion about why I'm doing this. I'm not her. I can't replace your sister. I know. I'm not asking you to. He moved closer, close enough that she could smell cedar and exhaustion and something uniquely him. I'm just asking you to let me keep you safe, that's all. What if I want more than that? The words were out before she could stop them. Adrian's eyes darkened. More how? I don't know, but whatever this is, it doesn't feel like just protection. It's not. His hand lifted, cupped her face. But you're vulnerable right now, scared, alone, and I won't take advantage of that. What if I'm not as vulnerable as you think, Arya? She kissed him, different from the first time. That kiss in the club had been desperation and rage. This was deliberate. Arya pressed her lips against Adrian's, her hands gripping his shirt, pulling him closer. For a heartbeat, he stayed frozen. Then his hands slid into her hair, and he kissed her back. Heat exploded through her. His mouth was demanding possessive nothing like Luca's calculated kisses. This felt real, raw, like he'd been holding back and finally couldn't anymore. She pulled away first, breathing hard. Tell me that was a mistake. I can't. His forehead pressed against hers. But it should be. Why? Because you're running from one man. You don't need to run straight into another. What if I'm not running? What if I'm choosing? Adrian's laugh was bitter. You don't know enough to choose. You don't know what I am, what I've done. Then tell me. I've killed people, Arya. The words hung between them. Cold. Final. Arya's heart hammered, but she didn't pull away. People who deserved it. Does it matter? Yes. He studied her face. Most of them, yes. Some of them, probably. A few, he stopped. A few I'm still not sure about. And that bothers you. It should bother you more. Maybe it should, but it doesn't. She stepped back, putting distance between them before she did something else stupid. I'm not asking you to be someone you're not. I'm just asking you to be honest. I'm being as honest as I know how. Then tell me what you want from me. Really want. Adrian was quiet for so long she thought he wouldn't answer. Then, I want you safe. I want you free from Luca and his family. And he exhaled roughly. I want you to look at me the way you did when you kissed me just now. Like I'm not a monster. You're not. You don't know that. I know enough. A door opened down the hall. Maya's voice called out, Arya, you okay? Arya stepped further from Adrian. In the kitchen. I'm fine. Maya appeared, her hair messy from sleep, eyes still half closed. She stopped when she saw them standing there, the tension thick enough to cut. Did I interrupt something? No, Arya said quickly. Too quickly. Maya's eyebrows rose. Uh-huh, sure. She moved to the fridge, pulled out juice. What time is it? Almost 9. At night, we slept that long. Maya poured juice with shaking hands. God, I had the worst dreams. Luca kept finding us, over and over. He won't find you here, Adrien said. This building doesn't exist on any public records. The elevator requires biometric access, and I have people watching every entrance within a 6-block radius. That's both comforting and terrifying. Maya drank her juice in 3 gulps. So what's the plan? We just hide here forever. Until the investigation concludes and charges are filed, shouldn't be more than a week. And if his family makes bail, they won't. You sound very sure of that. I am. Maya looked at Arya. You believe him. Arya met Adrian's eyes. Yeah, I do. Then I guess we're doing this. Maya grabbed in the bread, started making her own sandwich. But I'm calling my brother, telling him where I am. If we disappear, someone needs to know. Fair enough, Adrien said. Just don't mention the address or my name. What am I supposed to say? That you're staying with Arya at a friend's secure location while she deals with a legal situation. That's vague as hell. That's the point. Maya made the call. Her brother answered on the second ring. She gave him the bare bones. Arya was in trouble. They were somewhere safe. She'd check in daily. He tried to ask questions, but Maya shut him down gently. When she hung up, her hands were shaking again. This is really happening. We're really hiding from a crime family. 2 crime families, Adrien corrected, mine and theirs. That doesn't make me feel better. It should. Mine's stronger. Arya's phone buzzed. She'd silenced it hours ago, but the vibration was constant. She pulled it out. 47 missed calls, 63 texts, all from different numbers. Don't read them, Adrien said. She read one anyway, then wished she hadn't. You ruined his life, and now you're hiding like a coward. We know where you work, where your friends live. You can't hide forever. Her blood went cold. They're threatening Maya. Maya grabbed the phone, read the message. Her face went pale. My address. They know my address. Already handled, Adrien said. I have someone outside your building. Your roommate's been notified to stay with family for a few days. You contacted my roommate. One of my people did. Told her there was a gas leak. Building's being evacuated for repairs. You can't just, I did. She's safe. That's what matters. Maya looked like she wanted to argue, but the fear in her eyes won out. Thank you. Don't thank me. Just stay smart. Arya's phone rang. Not a number this time. A video call from Luca. Don't answer it, Adrien said sharply. I want to see his face. Arya, she answered. Luca's face filled the screen. He looked terrible. Unshaven, red-eyed. Behind him was an expensive hotel room. Finally, been trying to reach you for days. What do you want, Luca? To talk, to explain. Baby, this has gotten so out of hand. Don't call me that. Arya, please, just listen. That video, the one the police have, it's fake. Doctored. Someone's trying to frame me. I saw it. You hired people to hurt me. That wasn't me. They edited my face onto someone else's body. Deep fake technology. My lawyers are proving it right now. Arya's stomach twisted. Could that be true? Could someone have? He's lying. Adrien appeared beside her, his face visible on the camera. Luca's expression shifted from desperate to furious. You're behind this. Behind you hiring thugs? No. Behind making sure those thugs talked to police? Yes. You're trying to destroy me. You're destroying yourself. I'm just making sure Arya doesn't go down with you. This is between me and my fiancé. Ex-fiancé, Arya and Adrien said simultaneously. Luca's face went purple. You're screwing him. That's what this is about. You are cheating on me with him. I wasn't. How long have you been sleeping with this criminal? I'm not sleeping with him. Liar. You kissed him at the club. You've been sneaking around behind my back. You were literally tongue deep in another woman when I walked in. That was nothing. She was nothing but you. You throw away 3 years for some mobster you just met, and I threw away 3 years because you're a liar and a cheat and apparently a criminal. I'm the criminal. He's the criminal. Adrian Volkov is a murderer. He's killed people, Arya, and you're shacking up with him like some... Adrien reached over and ended the call. The screen went black. Arya's hands shook. He's going to use this against me. The fact that I'm here with you, he'll tell everyone I was having an affair. Let him. His credibility is shot. Yours isn't. You don't know my mother, my boss. They already think I'm unstable. Then we prove them wrong. Adrian took her phone, turned it completely off. No more calls, no more text, complete radio silence until this is over. I can't just disappear. You can and you will. Maya's brother knows you're safe. That's enough. Maya was typing frantically on her own phone. Luca just posted on Instagram pictures of you two from the club, claims you've been having an affair for months. Let me see. Arya grabbed the phone. Sure enough, someone had captured the moment she'd kissed Adrian. The photo was clear. Damning. The caption read, "Finally caught my cheating ex with her real boyfriend. 3 years of lies. Hope he was worth it." The comments were brutal. People she knew, people she'd considered friends, all calling her a liar, a cheat, a homewrecker. I need to respond. I need to tell my side. No, Adrian's voice was firm. That's what he wants. He wants you emotional, desperate, making mistakes. Don't give him that. But everyone thinks what they want to think. The truth will come out. It always does. Easy for you to say. You don't care what people think. I care what you think. His eyes met hers. And you know the truth. That's what matters. Arya wanted to believe him. But seeing those comments, those accusations from people who were supposed to care about her, her phone still in Maya's hand started buzzing again. Maya glanced at the screen. Your boss, Jennifer Martinez. Don't answer it, Adrian said. I have to. If I ignore her, I'll lose my job. You might lose it anyway once Luca's family gets to her. Then I'll deal with that. But I'm not hiding from everything. Arya took the phone from Maya, powered it back on, answered. Jennifer, hi. Arya. Her boss's voice was ice cold. We need to talk. Now. I'm dealing with a personal situation. I'm aware. Your personal situation just became a professional problem. I've had 3 calls today from clients asking if you're stable enough to handle their accounts. One of them specifically mentioned legal issues. Those legal issues are about me being a victim, not a criminal. That's not what I'm hearing. I'm hearing you filed false police reports, that you're having an affair with a known criminal, that you stole money from your ex-fiancé. None of that is true. Then you need to come in, explain, provide documentation, because right now you're a liability. I can send you everything. Police reports, evidence, just give me a few days. You have until Monday, 9 a.m. in my office. If you don't show, I'm putting you on administrative leave pending investigation. Jennifer, please. Monday, 9 a.m. Don't be late. She hung up. Arya stared at her phone. I have to go in. I have to show my face and prove I'm not insane. You go in, you're exposed, Adrian said. Luca's family will know exactly where you are, when you are. Then what am I supposed to do? Let them destroy my entire life. We fight back, but smart, not emotional. How time? Adrian pulled out his own phone, made a call. Marcus, I need a full workup on Jennifer Martinez, employment history, financial records, family connections, everything. He paused, listening. 2 hours. Yes. He hung up. What are you doing? Finding leverage. You can't threaten my boss. I'm not threatening. I'm researching. If she's being pressured by Luca's family, I need to know how. Money threats, blackmail. Once I know, I can counter it. And if she's just making her own decision, if she genuinely thinks I'm unstable, then we provide evidence that you're not. Medical records, character witnesses, whatever it takes. Maya set down her sandwich, looking sick. This is insane. We're talking about manipulating people, digging into their private lives. We're talking about survival, Adrian said. Luca's family isn't playing fair. Why should we? Because we're supposed to be better than them. Better gets you dead. Adrian's voice went hard. My sister tried to be better, tried to do things the right way, trust the system, and she died scared and alone in a safe house that was supposed to protect her. Maya flinched. I'm sorry, I didn't mean. Yes, you did. And you're right. This is manipulation. It's dirty. It's everything you were taught to avoid. He looked between them. But it's also the only way Arya comes out of this alive and intact. So I'm asking you to trust me, just for a little while. Can you do that? Maya looked at Arya. Your call. Arya thought about her boss's cold voice. Her mother's accusations, Luca's threats, the comments online calling her a liar. She thought about the security footage of Luca hiring people to hurt her, the bank accounts in her name that she'd never opened. Do what you need to do, she told Adrien, but I want to know everything, no secrets. Deal. Adrian's phone rang. He answered, listened, his expression darkening. When how many? Another pause. Lock it down. Nobody in or out without my clearance. He hung up. What happened? Someone tried to access the building's security system. Professional attempt. They got through the first 2 firewalls before my people shut them down. Luca's family. Or someone they hired. Either way, they're looking for you. How close did they get? Close enough to know you're in Tribeca. Not close enough to know which building. Yet. Maya stood up pacing. Women, we need to leave. Go somewhere else, somewhere they can't find. Running makes you look guilty, Adrien said, and it puts you in the open. Vulnerable. No, we stay here. We reinforce and we wait for them to make a mistake. What if they don't make a mistake? Everyone makes mistakes. It's just a matter of time. Arya's mind raced. What if we force one? Both Adrien and Maya turned to her. What do you mean? Adrien asked. Luca thinks I'm hiding, scared. What if I'm not? What if I show up Monday morning at my office like nothing's wrong? Confident, prepared, with evidence. That's exactly what I said you shouldn't do. I know, but hear me out. They expect me to hide, to run. What if I don't? What if I call their bluff? It's not a bluff, Arya. They want to hurt you. So let them try, in public, in front of witnesses, with security cameras rolling. Her pulse quickened. My office building has surveillance everywhere. Security guards, people. If they try something there, they're exposed. Adrien was quiet, considering. You'd need protection, real protection, not just security guards. So send your people. Dress them like clients, like coworkers. Whatever. But I'm not letting Luca and his family take my job, my reputation, my life. I won't give them that power. Maya grabbed her arm. This is crazy. You could get hurt. I'm already hurt. They've already taken so much. I need to take something back. Your life isn't worth your job. It's not about the job. It's about refusing to be a victim anymore. Adrien studied her face. You're serious about this? Completely. Then we do it right. Full security detail, surveillance, backup plans. You don't move without my people knowing exactly where you are. Fine. And if anything feels wrong, you leave immediately. No arguments. Agreed. Maya looked between them like they'd both lost their minds. You know what, fine. Do this crazy thing. But I'm coming too. Absolutely not, Arya said. Not negotiable. You're not walking into danger without me. Maya, we're in this together, remember? That was the deal. Maya's jaw set stubbornly. You go, I go. Adrian's phone buzzed. He checked it, his expression shifting. We have a problem. What now? Luca just made bail. His uncle posted it an hour ago. He's out. The air left Arya's lungs. Already out. Money, lawyers, connections. The same way it always works. Adrien was already typing, issuing orders. He's required to stay away from you, but a piece of paper won't stop him if he's desperate enough. Where is he now? Unknown. He left the courthouse and disappeared. My people are looking, but... His phone rang. He answered. Talk to me. His face went pale. When are you sure? He met Arya's eyes. Lock down the building. Now. Full protocol. He hung up. The lights in the loft flickered once, then emergency lighting kicked on. Red exit signs glowed. Metal shutters began descending over the windows with a mechanical whine. What's happening? Maya's voice pitched high. Luca's on his way here. He was tracked heading toward Tribeca 20 minutes ago. We lost him in traffic, but... An explosion of sound. Glass shattering. Alarm shrieking. Adrien grabbed Arya, pushing her to the floor as the windows behind them exploded inward. The metal shutters had been descending, weren't fully closed yet. Down. Adrien's body covered hers. Maya screamed. More glass. Smoke. Then voices, shouting. Men pouring through the broken windows on ropes. Not police, not security. Tactical gear. Weapons. This wasn't Luca looking for a conversation. This was a hit. Adrian had a gun in his hand. Where had that come from? And was firing. The noise was deafening. One attacker went down, then another, but there were too many. 6, 8, more coming. The panic room. Adrian hauled Arya to her feet, pushing her toward a bookshelf. Behind the Tolstoy. Press it. Arya's hands shook. She found the book War and Peace pressed the spine. The bookshelf swung inward, revealing a reinforced steel door. Maya was already moving, diving through the opening. Adrian fired again. Go! Arya stumbled through the door. Adrian followed, slamming it shut. Multiple locks engaged automatically. The walls were thick, soundproofed. The gunfire became muffled. They were in a small room, maybe 10 by 10. Monitors showed the loft outside. Armed men spreading through the space searching. Who are they? Arya's voice shook. Professionals. Military trained. Adrian was on a phone, a different one pulled from somewhere in the panic room. This is Volkov, code black. I need a response team at my location. Now, someone. He listened. 5 minutes, make it 3. Luca did this. Luca doesn't have this kind of resources. His uncle does, or someone his uncle hired. On the monitors, the men were checking rooms, getting closer to the panic room door. One of them gestured to the bookshelf. They knew. They knew exactly where to look. How, Arya whispered. How did they know? Adrian's face was grim. Someone told them, someone on the inside. Your people. I'm about to find out. He made another call. Marcus, who had access to the building schematics? Pause. When who approved it? His jaw clenched. Find him. Now. And Marcus. When you do, I want him breathing. Barely. He hung up. On the monitors, the men were setting up something at the panic room door. Charges. They were going to blow it open. How long will this door hold? Maya asked. Against that 3 minutes, maybe 4. And your people need 3 minutes to get here. Yes. So we're cutting this close. Very. Arya watched the men work. Professional. Calm. They'd done this before. If they get in, they won't. Adrian checked his gun. Reloaded. But if they do, you stay behind me. Both of you. Understand, Adrian. I'm not losing anyone else. Not today, not ever. His eyes met hers. I promise to keep you safe. I keep my promises. The men finished setting the charges, backed away. One held up a detonator. Get down, Adrian ordered. Cover your ears. They dropped. Arya pressed her hands over her ears, squeezing her eyes shut. The explosion was massive, even through the soundproofing. The whole room shook. Her ears rang. When she looked up, smoke poured through a jagged hole in the door. Not all the way through, but enough. The men started firing through the gap. Bullets pinged off the reinforced walls. Adrian returned fire through a gun port Arya hadn't noticed. 2 more attackers went down. How many left? Maya shouted over the noise. 4, maybe 5. And you have how many bullets? Enough. Another explosion. Smaller. The hole in the door widened. One attacker tried to push through. Adrian shot him. He fell back. Arya's ears rang. Her heart hammered so hard she thought her ribs might crack. This wasn't real. This couldn't be real. People didn't storm buildings with military precision over a breakup. Over money laundering. This isn't about Luca, she said suddenly. This is bigger, isn't it? Adrian didn't answer. Didn't have to. His silence was answer enough. What did you do? She asked. What did you do that made them send a kill team? Survived too long. Got too powerful. Take your pick. He fired again. The Martinez family has wanted me gone for years. Luca dating you was probably a setup from the beginning. Get close to you. Use you to get to me somehow. That doesn't make sense. Luca didn't know I'd kiss you that night. No, but they knew I'd be at that club. Knew I'd intervene if I saw a woman in distress. It's what I do. His mouth twisted bitterly. They played me. Used my own guilt against me. Your sister? Yes. Another explosion. The door groaned. Started to give. The attackers were through. Adrian stepped in front of Arya and Maya, his gun raised. When I tell you to run, you run. There's an exit tunnel behind that wall. Leads to the building next door. Code is 4729. Don't stop. Don't look back. I'm not leaving you. Yes, you are. Because if you don't, everything I've done is for nothing. He glanced back at her. Run, Arya, and don't waste this. Adrian. Gunfire erupted from somewhere above them. Different weapons. Heavier. The attackers in the loft started shouting. Returning fire. Falling back. Adrian's response team had arrived. The firefight lasted 90 seconds. Felt like hours. When silence finally fell, Adrian's phone rang. Status, go. He listened. All of them would. Secure the perimeter. I want every camera within 6 blocks checked. Find me the van they came in. He hung up. Is it over? Maya's voice was small. For now. Adrian moved to the ruined door, peered through. Stay here until I give the all clear. He disappeared into the smoke. Arya's legs shook so badly she couldn't stand. She sank to the floor, pulling Maya down with her. They clung to each other, trembling. 5 minutes later, Adrian returned. Blood on his shirt. Not his, she thought. Hoped. It's clear, but we can't stay here. Where do we go? Arya managed. Somewhere they'll never find you. He helped them up, guided them through the destroyed loft. Bodies on the floor. Arya tried not to look. Failed. So much blood. Outside, 3 black SUVs waited. Armed men surrounded them. Adrian's people. He put Arya and Maya in the middle vehicle. Where are you taking us? Maya asked. Adrian climbed in beside them. Upstate, a property that doesn't exist on any records. Totally off-grid. You'll be safe there. For how long? Until this war is over. Arya grabbed his arm. This is a war. It has been for a while. Tonight just made it official. His eyes were hard, cold, nothing like the man who'd kissed her in the kitchen hours ago. This was someone else, someone dangerous. The Martinez family just declared open season, so now I do the same. What does that mean? It means no more playing nice, no more rules. They came into my home, tried to kill you in my care. His jaw clenched. That requires an answer. Adrian, don't. This isn't negotiable, Arya. They drew first blood. Now I finish it. The SUV pulled away from the building. Arya looked back. Smoke poured from the windows of Adrian's loft. Fire trucks were arriving. Police. Too late. Always too late. Her phone buzzed. Still somehow in her pocket. Still somehow working. She checked it without thinking. A text from an unknown number. You should have stayed with me. Now everyone you care about dies screaming, starting with your mob boyfriend, L. Her hands went numb. She showed Adrian the message. His expression went glacial. Good. Now I know for sure he's involved. Makes what comes next easier. What comes next? Justice. He took her phone, crushed it in his hand, threw the pieces out the window. Or revenge. Depends on your perspective. The SUV drove through the night, heading north, leaving the city behind. Arya watched the lights fade in the rearview mirror, Maya's hand tight in hers. Everything had changed, again. The woman who'd walked into that club a week ago wouldn't recognize her life now. Wouldn't recognize herself. She'd kissed a stranger to hurt her cheating boyfriend. Now people were dead. Her home was gone. She was running for her life with a crime boss who just declared war. And the terrifying part, she didn't regret any of it. The safe house was 3 hours north, deep in the Catskills. No neighbors for miles. Maya fell asleep against Arya's shoulder somewhere past the second hour, exhausted from adrenaline crash. Arya couldn't sleep, couldn't stop seeing the bodies, the blood, the hole blown through Adrian's door. Adrian sat across from her, phone pressed to his ear, speaking in rapid Russian. His voice was cold, clipped, giving orders that probably meant more people would die tonight. When he finally hung up, silence filled the SUV. You should try to sleep, he said. Can't. Understandable. He poured water from a bottle, handed it to her. Drink, you're shaking. She was. Her whole body trembled. She drank. The water tasted like metal, like fear. How many people died tonight, she asked. 6 attackers. 2 of my men. Both survived, but they're critical. Because of me. Because of the Martinez family. Don't confuse the two. They came for me. They came for me. You were leverage. There's a difference, Adrien. Adrian's eyes were hard. This has been building for years. You just became the excuse they needed. That doesn't make it better. No, but it's the truth. He leaned forward. Arya, listen to me. What happened tonight that's on them? Not you. You didn't ask for this. Didn't cause it. You were just trying to live your life. And now people are dead. People are always dying in my world. It's the cost of what I am. His voice softened slightly. But I'll make damn sure you don't become one of them. Maya stirred, mumbling something in her sleep. Arya stroked her hair, her throat tight. I kissed you to hurt Luca, she whispered. That's all it was supposed to be, one stupid, impulsive decision. How did it become this? Because the universe has a sick sense of humor. Adrian's mouth curved without warmth. Or because some things are meant to happen no matter how much we fight them. You believe in fate. I believe in cause and effect. You kissed me. I decided to protect you. The Martinez family decided that made you a target. Each decision led here. Fate had nothing to do with it. The SUV turned onto a dirt road. Trees pressed close on both sides. No lights except their headlights cutting through darkness. They drove for another 10 minutes before a house appeared. Large, modern, completely isolated. We're here, the driver said. Armed men were already positioned around the property. Adrian's people. 4 that Arya could see. Probably more she couldn't. Adrien helped Maya out. She woke groggily, blinking at their surroundings. Where are we? Somewhere safe, Adrien said. Come on. Inside the house was warm, fully furnished. Someone had stocked the kitchen, recently fresh food, coffee, basics. Arya wondered how many safe houses Adrien maintained, how often he had to use them. Second floor, 3 bedrooms. Take your pick. Adrien moved to the kitchen, started coffee brewing. I'll be downstairs, making calls. Don't leave the house. Don't go near windows. And if you hear anything, you come find me immediately. How long are we staying here? Maya asked. As long as it takes. That's not an answer. It's the only one I have. Maya opened her mouth to argue, but Arya grabbed her arm. Let's just get some rest. We can fight about it tomorrow. They climbed the stairs, chose rooms next to each other. Maya hugged Arya hard before disappearing into hers. We're going to be okay, Maya said. We have to be. Arya wished she believed that. Alone in her room, she sat on the bed staring at nothing. Her phone was gone, destroyed. No way to contact anyone. She was completely cut off from her life, her job, her mother, everything. A knock on the door. Adrien stood there, 2 mugs of coffee in hand. Thought you might need this. She took one. Thank you. He didn't leave, just stood there looking at her with an expression she couldn't read. What? She finally asked. I'm sorry. For what? All of it. Kissing you back that first night, getting involved, bringing you into my world. You deserve better than this. Maybe I did, but I made my own choices. You don't get to take that away by apologizing. Fair enough. He moved into the room, sat in the chair by the window, staying away from her, keeping distance. I had Marcus run that background on your boss. And Dominic Martinez has been a client of her firm for 6 years. Major client. Makes up almost 30% of their annual revenue. Arya's stomach sank. So she's protecting him. Or he's threatening her. Hard to say without more information. Either way, I'm screwed. Not necessarily. I made a call. Friend of mine runs a competing firm. They're always looking for good people. You want a job, you have one. Better pay, better clients. No Martinez connections. You can't just, I can. Question is whether you want me to. Arya sipped her coffee. It was perfect. How did he know how she took it? I can't keep letting you fix everything. Why not? Because then I owe you, and owing someone like you that's dangerous. You don't owe me anything, I told you that. You keep saying that, but it doesn't feel true. Nobody does this much for a stranger. You're not a stranger anymore. Then what am I? Adrien was quiet for a long moment. I don't know, but I'm trying to figure it out. Honesty, raw and uncomfortable. Arya set down her coffee. When this is over, if we survive, what happens to us depends. On what? On whether you still want anything to do with me once you see what I'm capable of. I've already seen people die because of you. That was defense. What's coming next? He stopped. That's offense. That's me burning the Martinez empire to the ground and salting the earth so nothing ever grows there again. Is that necessary? You want to live the rest of your life looking over your shoulder, waiting for them to try again? No. Then yes, it's necessary. He stood. Get some sleep. Tomorrow's going to be worse. How could it possibly be worse? You'll find out. He moved to the door, paused. For what it's worth, I'm glad you kissed me that night, even if it led here. even if it ends badly. I'm glad. He left before she could respond. Arya lay awake for hours. When she finally slept, she dreamed of explosions and blood, and Adrian's eyes going cold as he pulled the trigger. Morning came gray and rainy. Arya woke to voices downstairs. Male, angry, she crept to the landing, listening. Can't just declare open war without the council's approval. An older voice, gravelly, furious. I'm not asking for approval, I'm informing you of my decision. Adrien, calm, unmovable. This is insane. The Martinez family has been neutral for 20 years. This breaks every agreement we have. They broke it first when they sent a kill team into my home. Over a girl, you're starting a war over some random woman. Careful, Dmitri. That random woman is under my protection. Insult her again and we'll have a different problem. Silence. Heavy with threat. The older voice spoke again, quieter. Adrien, think about this. Really think. Is she worth it? Worth the lives that will be lost, the instability, the attention from law enforcement? Yes, one word. Absolute, final. Then you're a fool. Probably, but I'm a fool with more guns and better lawyers. So the council can support my decision or get out of my way. Those are the options. Footsteps. The front door slammed. Engine starting, leaving. Arya crept back to her room before Adrien could catch her listening. She just climbed back into bed when he knocked. You awake? Yeah. He entered looking tired, older. How much did you hear? Enough. Who was that? Dmitry Volkov, my uncle, head of the family council. He doesn't approve of me. He doesn't approve of anything that threatens stability. And this situation, it's chaos. Adrien sat on the edge of her bed. He's not wrong. This is going to get messy. A lot of people are going to get hurt. And it's all because I can't seem to walk away from you. Then walk away. Can't. Why not? Because every time I think about it, I see you standing in that club with your heart breaking. I see you kissing me like I was a lifeboat. And he exhaled roughly. I haven't felt needed in a very long time. Feared, yes. Respected sometimes. But needed not since Natalia died. This isn't about your sister. Isn't it? She needed me and I failed her. You need me and I refuse to fail again. Maybe it's all tangled up in guilt and grief. Maybe I'm using you to feel less broken. I don't know anymore. Arya's chest tightened. Adrien, I'm trying to be honest. You asked for that. So here it is. I don't have pure motives. I don't have heroic reasons. I'm protecting you because it makes me feel less like a monster. Because when you look at me, I see something in your eyes that isn't fear. And I'm selfish enough to want to keep that. What do you see? Hope. Like maybe I'm not completely lost. Tears burned Arya's eyes. You're not. You don't know that. I do. Because a lost man wouldn't care about being honest. Wouldn't question his motives. Her voice broke. Wouldn't be trying so hard to give me choices even when it hurts him. Adrian's hand touched her face. Gentle. Careful. What do you want from me, Arya, really want? I want you to keep me safe. I'm already doing that. I want you to destroy the people who tried to kill us. Already planning it. And she stopped, swallowed hard. I want to stop feeling guilty for wanting you when people are dying because of us. I wanted to kiss you again in the kitchen before the attack. Even knowing what you are. What you've done, I wanted you. And then people died and I felt like that want was somehow responsible. It wasn't. How do you know? Because I wanted you too. Before the kiss, during, after. When you were sleeping in the SUV, I kept thinking about how easy it would be to just keep driving. Take you somewhere they'd never find us. Start over. His thumb brushed her cheek. So if wanting is a crime, we're both guilty. Arya leaned into his touch. This is crazy. Completely. We barely know each other. I know enough. Like what? I know you take your coffee black with one sugar. I know you bite your lip when you're nervous. I know you're loyal to a fault because you stayed with Luca for 3 years trying to make it work. I know you're braver than you think because you're still here instead of running. His voice dropped. And I know that kissing you is the best and worst decision I've ever made. Adrien, he kissed her, soft, careful. Nothing like the desperate kiss in the kitchen or the impulsive one at the club. This was deliberate, a choice made in full knowledge of the consequences. Arya kissed him back, her hands fisted in his shirt, pulling him closer. He made a sound low in his throat, his arms wrapping around her. The door burst open. Maya stood there, phone in hand, face pale. "We have a problem." They broke apart. Adrien was on his feet instantly. "What?" "Luca just posted a video. You need to see this." She handed Adrien her phone. Arya moved to look over his shoulder. On the screen, Luca sat in what looked like a fancy hotel room. His face was bruised, split lip. He'd been beaten. Recently. "This is a message for Arya Chen and Adrian Volkov." Luca said, his voice shaking. "You think you've won. You think hiding her will keep her safe. But you're wrong. I know things. I have information. And if you don't meet my demands, I'm going public with everything." "What demands?" Arya whispered. Luca leaned closer to the camera. "I want $10 million. I want all charges dropped. And I want Arya to admit publicly that she lied about everything. You have 24 hours, or I release documents proving Adrian Volkov murdered federal prosecutor David Chen 3 years ago." He smiled. It was ugly. Broken. "That's your father, isn't it, Arya? Want to know who really killed him? Ask your boyfriend." The video ended. Arya's blood went ice cold. Her father. Her father had died in a car accident 3 years ago. Hit and run. They never found the driver. She turned to Adrien slowly. "Tell me he's lying." Adrian's face had gone pale. "Arya, tell me you didn't kill my father." "It's not that simple. Yes or no, did you kill my father?" Adrian's silence was answer enough. Arya's legs gave out. She hit the floor hard, her vision tunneling. Maya was there grabbing her, holding her up. But Arya couldn't breathe, couldn't think. "You killed my father." Her voice didn't sound like hers. "You killed him, and then you protected me, kissed me, pretended to care." "I didn't know who you were," Adrien said, his voice raw. "Not at first, not until I ran your background. And by then you'd already decided to play the hero, to fix your guilt about your sister by saving the daughter of a man you murdered." Arya laughed. It hurt. Everything hurt. "God, I'm so stupid." "It wasn't like that." "Then what was it like? Explain to me how killing my father was justified." "He was dirty," Adrian's voice rose. "Your father was a federal prosecutor taking bribes from the Martinez family. He was going to bury an investigation into money laundering that would have taken them down. So yes, I stopped him. I made it look like an accident because I thought it would be kinder than exposing him as corrupt." "Kinder?" Arya's vision blurred with tears. "You thought killing him was kinder than destroying his reputation, than having his daughter find out he was a criminal?" "Yes." "That wasn't your decision to make." I know. Adrien moved toward her. She scrambled back. "But I made it anyway. And I've regretted it every day since." "Not enough to tell me the truth." "Because I knew you'd look at me exactly like you're looking at me now, like I'm a monster. And I couldn't lose that hope in your eyes. Not yet." "Well, you've lost it now." Arya stood using the wall for support. Her whole body shook. "Stay away from me. Don't touch me. Don't talk to me. Don't." Her voice broke. "You killed my father." "Arya, please." "I said stay away." She lunged for Maya. "Get me out of here. Now, I don't care where. Just away from him." Maya looked between them, her face torn. "Arya, we can't leave. It's not safe." "I don't care. I can't be in the same room with him. I can't breathe. Maya, please." Adrian's phone rang. He answered, his eyes never leaving Arya's face. "What?" He listened. His expression went blank. "When how many?" Another pause. "Secure the perimeter. I'll be there in 10 minutes. He hung up. "The Martinez family just hit one of my warehouses, killed 3 people, took 2 hostage." His voice was flat, empty. "I have to go. Deal with it." "Go," Arya said. "I don't care what you do. Just go." "Marcus will stay. Extra security. You're still under my protection." "I don't want your protection." "Too bad. You have it anyway, whether you hate me or not." Adrien moved to the door, stopped. "Your father was dirty, Arya. I have proof, bank records, recorded conversations. Everything. And I'll give it to you. Let you decide if knowing the truth changes anything. Nothing changes the fact that you killed him. No, it doesn't. Adrian's shoulders sagged. For what it's worth, I'm sorry. For all of it. You deserve better than this. Better than him. Better than me. He left. The front door closed. Engine started, faded into the distance. Arya collapsed. Great heaving sobs tore from her chest. Maya held her, rocking her, whispering, soothing nonsense that meant nothing. What do I do? Arya gasped between sobs. He killed my father. He killed him. I know, sweetie. I'm so sorry. And God, Maya, I was falling for him. I was actually falling for the man who murdered my father. You didn't know. Doesn't matter. I should have known, should have seen it. Something should have felt wrong. How he hid it, lied about it. You couldn't have known. Arya's phone, no. Maya's phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. Tick-tock. 23 hours left. Pay up or daddy's dirty secrets go public. Along with proof of his murder. Hope Adrian's worth it. L. Arya read it 3 times. Her tears stopped. Something cold settled in her chest, replacing the grief, the betrayal, the pain, rage. He's using my father's death to extort money. Her voice was ice. Luca is using my father's murder to get rich. Arya. And my father was corrupt, taking bribes, betraying everything he stood for. She stood. Everyone I loved was a liar. Everyone. My father, Luca, Adrien, everyone. Not everyone. I'm still here. I've never lied to you. No, you haven't. Arya wiped her eyes. I need to see the proof. What Adrien has on my father. Wipe Ben? Because I need to know. Need to understand what kind of man my father really was. What kind of man Adrien is. And what kind of woman I'm going to be when this is over. What does that mean? It means I'm done being a victim. Done letting men control my life. Luca, my father, Adrien, all of them. Her hands clenched. They want a war. Fine, I'll give them one. Arya, you're in shock. I'm done being weak. The words exploded out of her. I've spent my whole life being what other people wanted. The good daughter, the supportive girlfriend, the grateful victim being rescued. And where did it get me? My father was dirty. My fiancé tried to have me killed, and the man I was starting to trust murdered my own father. So what are you going to do? I'm going to find out the whole truth. Every lie, every secret, everything. And Arya's jaw set. And then I'm going to decide who deserves to pay for it. That sounds like revenge. Maybe it is. Or maybe it's justice. I'll figure out which when I'm done. Maya studied her face. You're serious? Completely. Then I'm with you. Whatever you need, however you want to do this. I need Adrian's proof about my father. He said he'd give it to you. Then let's go get it. He's dealing with the warehouse attack. I don't care. Call Marcus. Tell him to take us to wherever Adrien keeps his files. If he refuses, tell him I'll walk out of this house right now and go straight to the media with everything I know. You wouldn't. Try me. Maya stared at her, then slowly smiled. There she is. There's my girl. What? The Arya I know, the one who doesn't take shit from anyone. I was starting to worry she'd died in that club. She almost did, but she's back now, Arya's voice went hard, and she's done playing nice. Marcus didn't want to take them, argued for 20 minutes. But when Arya started walking toward the front door, he caved. They drove back to the city in tense silence. Stopped at a building Arya didn't recognize. Underground parking. Elevator that required a keycard. Up to a floor that shouldn't exist according to the button panel. Mr. Volkov won't like this, Marcus muttered. I don't care what Mr. Volkov likes, Arya said. Where are the files? Marcus led them to an office, unlocked a safe, pulled out a thick folder. Everything's in here. Bank statements, audio recordings, photos. All of it. He handed it over. You sure you want to do this? Some things, once you know them, you can't unknow. No. I'm sure. Arya sat at the desk, opened the folder, started reading. Her father's name was all over it. David Chen, federal prosecutor, 10 years on the bench, respected, honored, corrupt. The bank records showed deposits, large ones, corresponding to dates when cases against Martinez family businesses had been dismissed or delayed. The recordings were worse. Her father's voice, laughing with Dominic Martinez, discussing how to bury evidence, how to intimidate witnesses, how to game the system. "This can't be real," Arya whispered. But the evidence was overwhelming, undeniable. The last document was a surveillance photo, her father getting into a car with Dominic Martinez. The date was 3 years ago, 2 weeks before his death. Attached was a typed report, clinical, detailing how Adrien had followed her father that night, how he'd caused the accident, how he'd made sure there was no suffering. Target eliminated at 11:47 p.m. Death was instantaneous. No pain. Body discovered at 12:03 a.m. by passing motorist. Police concluded hit and run. Case remains open. Recommend monitoring family for signs of suspicion. Daughter Arya Chen, age 28, currently employed at Wagner and Associates. No knowledge of father's activities. Suggest leaving her alone. Arya's hands shook. Adrien had known about her, known who she was, known what he'd done, and he'd decided to leave her alone. Until she'd kissed him in that club. Then everything had changed. "What does it say?" Maya asked softly. "My father was everything Adrien said. Dirty, corrupt, selling justice to the highest bidder." Arya's voice was hollow, and Adrien killed him for it. Quick, painless, almost merciful. "Does that make it better?" "I don't know. Does killing a corrupt prosecutor make you a hero or a vigilante?" "Depends on who's asking." Arya closed the folder. "I need to talk to Adrien. He's at the warehouse dealing with—" "I don't care. Take me there. Now." Marcus shook his head. "That's a crime scene, active situation. You can't just—" "Watch me." Arya stood. "Either you drive me or I find my own way. Your choice." Marcus looked at Maya for help. Maya shrugged. "She's serious. I do what she says. Mr. Volkov is going to kill me." "Get in line," Arya said. "Now drive." The warehouse was chaos. Police lights, fire trucks, ambulances, bodies being loaded into vehicles. Marcus couldn't get close. Parked 3 blocks away. "Stay in the car," he ordered. "No." Arya was already getting out. "Where's Adrien? You can't go in there." "Watch me." She pushed past police tape. An officer grabbed her arm. "Ma'am, you need to—" "I'm looking for Adrian Volkov. Where is he?" "I don't know who that is." "Yes, you do. He owns this warehouse." "Where is he?" A voice called out, "Let her through." Adrien emerged from the building, blood on his clothes, soot on his face, exhaustion in every line of his body. He saw her and stopped. "You shouldn't be here." "I read the files about my father." His expression shifted, careful, guarded. And I need to know something. Did you know who I was at the club that night?" "No, I swear, I didn't make the connection until I ran your background the next day." "And you didn't tell me because I was a coward. Because I knew telling you would mean losing any chance." He stopped. "Because I'm selfish, and I wanted you to keep looking at me like I was worth something." Arya stepped closer. "My father was corrupt." "Yes." "He deserved to face justice." "Yes. But you killed him instead of exposing him." "Yes." "Why?" "Because exposure would have hurt you. His reputation destroyed means your reputation questioned. His corruption revealed means everyone wondering if you knew. If you helped, I thought death was kinder." Adrian's voice was rough. "I was trying to protect you, even before I knew you. That doesn't make it right. I know. And it doesn't change that you lied to me. I know that too." Arya's throat was tight. "I don't know if I can forgive you. I don't expect you to. But I understand why you did it, both the killing and the lying. And I hate that I understand. Hate that part of me thinks you might have made the right call." "Arya, Luca's demanding $10 million, threatening to release everything. Your involvement, my father's corruption, all of it. I know. I'm handling it." "How?" Adrian's expression went cold. "By making sure he never threatens anyone again." "You're going to kill him." "Yes." "When?" "Tonight, after I bury my people. After I make sure you're secure. After I finish what I should have done the moment he hired those men to hurt you. Take me with you. Adrian's eyes widened. What? I said take me with you. When you go after Luca, I want to be there. Absolutely not. Why not? He's using my father's death as blackmail. He tried to have me killed. He's destroyed my reputation. I deserve to face him. This isn't facing him. This is executing him. There's a difference. Then let me watch. Let me see. Let me decide if you're a monster or just someone doing what needs to be done. Arya, you don't want this. Trust me. Stop telling me what I want. Her voice rose. I'm done with men deciding things for me. My father decided to be corrupt without considering how it would affect me. Luca decided I was his possession. You decided to kill my father to protect me. Everyone keeps making choices for me instead of with me. Because we're trying to keep you safe. I don't want safe, I want truth. I want to see who you really are when you're not pretending to be my protector. When you're just Adrian Volkov doing what Adrian Volkov does. No filters, no lies, just you. You'll hate me. Maybe, or maybe I'll finally understand who I'm dealing with. She stopped, swallowed hard. Who I'm falling for. The words hung in the air, heavy, undeniable. Adrian stared at her. You can't be falling for me. Not after everything. I know, but I am anyway, and I hate it. And I need to see the worst of you, so maybe I can stop. This is a terrible idea. Probably, but I'm doing it anyway. Arya's jaw set. So either take me with you or I'll follow you on my own. Your choice. Adrien looked at her for a long moment. Then he turned to Marcus. Take her back to the safe house. Lock it down. She doesn't leave for any reason. You don't get to make that call anymore, Arya said. Yes, I do, because unlike you, I'm thinking clearly. Adrien moved closer. You want to see the worst of me, fine. But not tonight, not like this. Not when you're angry and hurting and looking for someone to blame. I'm not. Yes, you are. You're looking at me and seeing your father, seeing Luca, seeing every man who ever lied to you. And you think watching me kill someone will help you sort out which box I belong in. His hand cupped her face. But it won't. It'll just give you nightmares. And I've got enough blood on my conscience without adding yours. Tears burned Arya's eyes. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to feel about you, about any of this. Then don't decide tonight. Don't decide while you're standing in front of a building where people just died. Don't decide while Luca's countdown is ticking. His thumb brushed her cheek. Go back to the safe house. Think. Process. And tomorrow when your head is clear, we'll talk. Really talk. About your father. About us. About what happens next. And Luca will be dealt with one way or another. Promise me something. What? Promise you won't kill him until I decide if that's what I want. Adrian's jaw tightened. That's not fair. Life isn't fair. You taught me that. Arya stepped back. Promise, or I walk away right now and you never see me again. You can't walk away. It's not safe. Watch me. They stared at each other, a battle of wills. Finally, Adrien exhaled. Fine, I won't kill him until you give the word, but I reserve the right to make him suffer. Deal. Marcus drove them back to the safe house in silence. Maya kept glancing at Arya, worry etched across her face, but said nothing. Arya stared out the window, her mind replaying everything. Her father's voice on those recordings. Adrian's cold report about the killing. Luca's broken smile in that video. Everyone had lied. Everyone had used her. And somehow she was supposed to decide who deserved forgiveness and who deserved death. Back at the safe house, Maya made tea neither of them drank. They sat at the kitchen table, the silence stretching until it felt like it might break them both. Say something, Maya finally whispered. Like what? That I'm the daughter of a corrupt prosecutor who was murdered by a mob boss I'm falling for. That my ex-fiancé is blackmailing us both with proof of the murder. That I just promised not to let Adrien kill him until I give permission. Arya laughed a hollow sound. What part should I start with? The part where you figure out what you actually want. I want my life back. The boring, predictable one where the biggest problem was whether to get Thai or Chinese for dinner. That life was built on lies, your father's corruption, Luca's cheating. You just didn't know it yet. So what this is better? Running for my life, hiding in a safe house, watching people die. No, but it's real, and maybe that counts for something. Maya reached across the table, grabbed Arya's hand. You asked Adrien for truth, raw, unfiltered truth. You got it. Now you have to decide what to do with it. I don't know how. Then start small. Do you believe your father deserved to die? Arya's throat tightened. I don't know. The law should have handled it. A trial, prison, due process. But it wouldn't have. You read those files. Your father had judges in his pocket, lawyers. The Martinez family would have protected him. That doesn't make murder justice. No, but it makes it understandable. Maya squeezed her hand. I'm not saying Adrien was right. I'm saying he wasn't entirely wrong either. And that's what makes this so hard. What about Luca? Does he deserve to die? He hired people to hurt you, tried to have you killed, is now blackmailing you with your father's death. Maya's voice hardened. Yeah, I think he deserves whatever he gets. Even execution, especially execution. Arya pulled her hand away. That's not who we are. We don't get to decide who lives and dies. Adrien does, every day. And you're asking him to wait for your permission this time. That makes you complicit. The words hit like a physical blow. I didn't mean. You told him not to kill Luca until you gave the word. That means when he does kill him, and he will, it'll be because you said yes. You can't hide from that. So what am I supposed to do? Let Adrien kill whoever he wants. Or accept that some people can't be saved, can't be reasoned with, can only be stopped. Maya stood pacing. Look, I'm a paralegal. I believe in the law. But I also know the law failed you. Failed to stop Luca from hiring thugs. Failed to protect you from his family. Failed to hold your father accountable. At some point, you have to ask yourself, is imperfect justice better than no justice at all? Before Arya could respond, Maya's phone buzzed. A text from Adrien. Luca's location confirmed. He's at the Plaza Hotel, presidential suite. Dominic Martinez is with him. This is your last chance to walk away. After tonight, there's no going back. Whatever you decide, I'll respect it. Arya read it 3 times. Her hands trembled. What does it say, Oi? Maya asked. Arya showed her. Maya's eyes widened. He's giving you a choice. Really giving you one. I know. So what are you going to choose? Arya closed her eyes, saw her father's face. Luca's smirk. The bodies in Adrien's loft. The blood. The destruction. All of it spiraling from one impulsive kiss. She opened her eyes. I'm going to the plaza. What? I need to see Luca, face him, hear what he has to say. Arya stood. I can't make this decision without looking him in the eye one more time. That's insane. Adrien said it's dangerous. Everything's dangerous. This whole situation is dangerous. But I can't give Adrien permission to kill someone I haven't faced myself. Then I'm coming with you. Maya. Not negotiable. Maya grabbed her coat. You're not doing this alone. Arya texted Adrien back. I'm coming to the plaza. Don't try to stop me. I need to see him first. The response was immediate. Absolutely not. I'm coming anyway. Either help me or get out of my way. 3 dots appeared. Disappeared. Appeared again. Finally, stay in the car. I'll bring him to you. That's the compromise. Take it or leave it. Arya exhaled. Fine. Marcus is outside. He'll drive you. But Arya, if this goes wrong, if you're in danger for even a second, my people will shoot first and ask questions never. Understood. Understood. 20 minutes later, they were in the SUV heading toward Manhattan. Marcus kept glancing at her in the rearview mirror. Mr. Volkov is going to kill me for this, he muttered. He won't kill you. He needs you too much. You don't know him like I do. Maybe not, but I know he keeps his promises. He said he'd respect my decision. So he will. They parked 2 blocks from the plaza. Marcus made several calls speaking in Russian. Then he turned to face them. Mr. Volkov's people are in position. They're extracting the target now. He'll be here in 5 minutes. What about Dominic Martinez? Being detained separately. You'll see him if you want, but Mr. Volkov recommends Luca first. Arya's heart hammered. Okay. The minutes crawled. Arya watched the street, her palms sweating. Maya sat rigid beside her, barely breathing. Then a black van pulled up. The back doors opened. Two men dragged Luca out. He was zip-tied, gagged, his eyes wild with fear. Adrien appeared beside the van, his expression unreadable. He gestured to Marcus. Bring her out, but keep the distance. 10 feet minimum. Marcus opened Arya's door. She stepped onto the sidewalk, her legs shaking. Luca saw her and started thrashing, making muffled sounds behind the gag. Adrien pulled the gag down. You have 2 minutes. Say what you need to say. Luca's eyes locked on Arya's. Baby, thank God. Tell them to let me go. This is all a misunderstanding. Don't call me that. Arya, please. I love you. I've always loved you. All of this, it got out of hand. But we can fix it. Together. You hired people to hurt me. I was angry, I didn't mean it. They weren't actually going to do anything. I was just trying to scare you. You're using my father's murder to blackmail Adrien. Because he killed your father, he's a murderer, and you're defending him. My father was corrupt, taking bribes, betraying everything he stood for. Luca's expression shifted, calculating. You don't know that. Adrien probably faked those documents. I heard my father's voice, on recordings, laughing with Dominic Martinez, planning how to bury evidence. Arya stepped closer. You knew, didn't you? You knew my father was dirty. I know I didn't. Luca, don't lie to me. Not now, you knew. His shoulders sagged. Dominic told me, when we started dating, said your father had been useful to the family, that you might be useful too, someday. Arya's stomach turned. I was a target from the beginning. No, I mean, yes, initially, but then I actually fell for you. Really fell. Everything after that was real. Was sleeping with other women real. That was, I have a problem, I'm a sex addict, I need help. Was hiring thugs to assault me real. I was hurt, angry, you humiliated me. Was blackmailing us with my father's death real. Luca's face hardened. That's called survival. You and your mob boyfriend destroyed my life. Took everything. I needed leverage. So you used my father. He was already dead. What did it matter? Arya's hand flew before she could stop it. The slap cracked across Luca's face, snapping his head to the side. Adrien's men tensed, but didn't intervene. It matters because he was my father. Arya's voice shook. He was flawed and corrupt, and maybe he deserved what he got. But he was still mine. And you used his death like it was nothing. Like I was nothing. Luca spit blood. You are nothing. You've always been nothing. A boring plain nobody who got lucky when I looked at her twice. Without me, you're invisible. Good. Arya's voice went cold. I'd rather be invisible than be seen by you. She turned to Adrien. I'm done. Do whatever you think is right. Arya, what does that mean? Luca's voice pitched high. What are you saying? She didn't answer. Just walked back to the SUV, got in, closed the door. Through the tinted window, she watched Adrien gesture to his men. They dragged Luca back toward the van. Luca was screaming now, fighting against the zip ties. Arya, you can't do this. I'm sorry. The van doors closed, his screams cut off. Maya grabbed Arya's hand. Are you okay? No, but I will be. Marcus got in the driver's seat. Where to? I want to see Dominic Martinez. Marcus's eyebrows rose. You sure? Positive. He made a call. 5 minutes later, they were at a different location. An abandoned warehouse. Dominic Martinez sat tied to a chair, blood trickling from his nose. Adrien stood beside him. This is a mistake, Adrien said when Arya entered. You don't need to see this. Yes, I do. She walked up to Dominic. He looked at her with cold, calculating eyes. Arya Chen, David's daughter, you have his eyes. And you have his blood on your hands. You corrupted him, turned him into something he wasn't. I gave him opportunities. He made his own choices. And then Adrien killed him for those choices. Yes, Volkov has always been self-righteous that way. Thinks he's better than the rest of us. Dominic's smile was ugly, but he's not. He's just another criminal with a code he breaks whenever it's convenient. Maybe, but at least he doesn't pretend otherwise. Arya crouched down, meeting Dominic's eyes. You sent men to kill me in Adrien's home. Why? Because you were a tool being used against my family. Eliminating you eliminated the problem. I'm not a tool, I'm a person. Same thing in our world. This isn't my world. It is now. The moment you kissed Volkov, you entered it. There's no going back. Arya stood. You're right, there isn't. She turned to Adrien. What happens to him? That depends on you. On me. You asked me to wait, to let you decide. So decide. Does he walk away, go to prison, or... Don't give her that choice, Dominic interrupted. She's not strong enough. She'll pick prison because she still believes in the system, in justice, in fairy tales where the good guys win. Shut up, Arya said. You think sending me to prison solves anything? I have lawyers, connections. I'll be out in 6 months, and when I am, I'll finish what I started. You, your friend, everyone you love, all of you will. Adrian's fist connected with Dominic's jaw. The older man's head snapped back. Blood sprayed. I said she's deciding, not you. Adrian's voice was ice. So shut your mouth before I shut it permanently. Dominic spit blood. See, this is who he really is. A thug with delusions of honor. And you're falling for it. Maybe I am. Or maybe I just see things clearly for the first time. Arya looked at Adrien. Prison won't hold him. You know it. I know it. He'll get out and he'll come after everyone I love. Yes. And the law won't protect us. It didn't protect me from Luca. Didn't hold my father accountable. Won't stop Dominic. No, it won't. So what's the alternative? Adrian's expression was carefully neutral. You know the alternative. Arya's throat tightened. If I say yes, if I give you permission, that makes me complicit. Yes. I'll have to live with that. Yes, for the rest of my life. Yes, Adrien moved closer, which is why I'm asking you one more time. Are you sure? Because once I do this, there's no taking it back. No pretending you didn't know. You'll know exactly what I am, what I'm capable of, and you'll know you gave the order. Arya looked at Dominic, at his cold eyes and cruel smile, at the man who'd corrupted her father, who'd tried to kill her, who'd promised to come after everyone she loved. Then she looked at Adrien, at the man who'd killed her father but tried to protect her from the truth, who'd lied but also given her choices, who was offering her power but making sure she understood the cost. Do it, she whispered. Arya, I said do it. Prison won't hold him, the law won't stop him, and I won't spend the rest of my life looking over my shoulder, waiting for him to make good on his threats. Her voice grew stronger. You asked me to decide. I'm deciding. He doesn't get to hurt anyone else. Adrien studied her face. You understand what you're asking. I understand I'm asking you to kill someone. I understand that makes me a murderer too, even if I don't pull the trigger. I understand there's no coming back from this. Tears burned her eyes, but she didn't let them fall. I understand all of it, and I'm still saying yes. Then step outside. You don't need to see this. No, if I'm giving the order, I watch. I don't get to hide from what I've done. Arya, I'm not leaving. She grabbed Maya's hand. We both stay. We both witness, because this is on me. My choice. My responsibility. Adrian's jaw clenched. Maya. Maya was pale, but her voice was steady. If Arya stays, I stay. You'll both have nightmares. We already have nightmares, Arya said. At least this way we'll know why. Adrien turned to Dominic. Any last words? Dominic laughed, bitter, broken. You think this changes anything? My family will come for you. For her. They'll never stop. Let them try. Adrien pulled his gun. Arya watched, forced herself to keep her eyes open, to see, to witness, to own this decision. The gunshot was deafening, final. Dominic slumped forward. Blood pooled beneath the chair. The warehouse fell silent except for Maya's quiet sob. Arya didn't cry, didn't scream, just stood there staring at what she'd done, what she'd ordered, what she'd become. Adrien holstered his gun. Are you okay? No, but I will be. She turned away from the body. What about Luca? In a different location. Waiting. I want to talk to him one more time. Why time? Because I need him to understand this isn't about revenge. It's about stopping the cycle. About making sure no one else gets hurt because of his choices. They drove to another location. Another warehouse. Luca sat tied to a chair, his face tear-stained, his voice hoarse from screaming. When he saw Arya, he started crying harder. Please, please don't do this. I'm sorry. I'll do anything. I'll disappear. You'll never see me again. Just please. Where's the evidence? The proof of Adrien killing my father. I have copies, encrypted. If I don't check in every 24 hours, they automatically get sent to every news outlet in New York. Liar. Adrian's voice was flat. We already found your laptop, the flash drives, everything. There are no automatic uploads, no insurance policy, just you bluffing. Luca's face crumpled. No, You gambled everything on us being scared, on Arya choosing to protect me over choosing justice. Adrien looked at Arya. But you miscalculated. She's stronger than you ever gave her credit for. Arya, please. Luca strained against his bonds. We had 3 years together. That has to mean something. It did, once, Arya's voice was steady, but you destroyed it. Every lump, every betrayal, every time you made me feel small so you could feel big. You destroyed us long before I kissed Adrien. I loved you. No, you loved controlling me. There's a difference. She turned to Adrien. I'm ready. You don't have to stay for this one. Yes, I do. I have to see it through, all of it. Adrien pulled his gun again. Luca started screaming, begging, promising things he'd never deliver. Arya closed her eyes, heard the gunshot, felt the finality. When she opened them, it was done. 2 men dead by her order. 2 lives ended because she'd said yes. She walked out of the warehouse on shaking legs, made it to the SUV before her knees gave out. Maya caught her, held her while she finally broke. Great heaving sobs that hurt her chest and burned her throat. I killed them, Arya gasped. I killed them both. You survived, Maya said fiercely. That's what you did. You survived. Adrien appeared beside the SUV. He didn't try to touch her, didn't offer false comfort, just waited until she could breathe again. What happens now? Arya finally asked. Now we disappear the bodies, clean the scenes, make sure there's no evidence leading back to you. And then you decide if you can live with what you've done, if you can live with me, if you want any part of this world. His voice was gentle. I won't blame you if the answer is no. Arya looked at him, really looked, at the blood on his clothes, the exhaustion in his eyes, the careful distance he maintained. I don't know if I can do this, be with someone who kills people, even when they deserve it. I know. I don't know if I can be someone who orders deaths, even to protect myself. I know that too. But I also don't know if I can walk away, because when I'm with you, I feel, she stopped. I feel like I matter, like I'm worth protecting, worth choosing, and I haven't felt that in so long. You matter, with or without me. Then prove it. Give me space. Time to figure out who I am after all this, who I want to be. How much time? I don't know. Weeks, maybe months. Adrian's jaw tightened, but he nodded. Okay, I'll have Marcus take you and Maya somewhere safe, somewhere the Martinez family can't find you. You can stay as long as you need. And you, I'll finish cleaning this up. Deal with the fallout. Make sure you're protected, even from a distance. He finally moved closer. And I'll wait, however long it takes, for you to decide if I'm worth the darkness that comes with me. Arya's hand lifted, touching his face. You killed my father. I did. And I ordered the death of 2 men tonight. You did. We're both covered in blood we can't wash off. Yes. Maybe that means we deserve each other. Or maybe it means we're both too broken to deserve anyone. She dropped her hand. I need to find out which. Then find out. And when you know where to find me. He stepped back, gave Marcus instructions. The SUV pulled away. Arya watched Adrien disappear in the rearview mirror, watched the warehouse fade, watched the city lights blur as they drove north again. Maya held her hand the entire time. Are you going to be okay? Eventually, maybe. Arya leaned her head against the window. I'm not the same person who walked into that club. No, you're stronger, harder, more dangerous. Is that good or bad? I don't know, but it's real, and maybe that's all that matters. 3 months later, Arya sat on a porch in Vermont. The safe house was smaller than the one in the Catskills. Quieter, peaceful. She'd spent the time reading, thinking, processing everything that had happened. Maya had gone back to New York 2 weeks ago, back to her life, her job. But she called every day, checked in, reminded Arya she wasn't alone. Arya had started therapy, video sessions with a trauma specialist who didn't ask too many questions about why Arya had PTSD, just helped her work through it. She'd also started writing, putting everything on paper: her father's corruption, Luca's betrayal, Adrian's protection, the death she'd ordered, all of it. She didn't know if it was a confession or a memoir or just therapy, but it helped. Her phone rang, the secure one Adrien had given her before she left. She'd never used it, never called, but she'd kept it charged, just in case. She answered. "Hello, it's me." Adrian's voice, careful, uncertain. "I'm not calling to pressure you, I wanted you to know the Martinez family's finished. The FBI finally had enough evidence to bring charges. Multiple family members are facing RICO indictments. The empire's collapsed." "That's good." "Yeah." Pause. "How are you?" "Better. Some days, worse others." "That's honest." "I'm trying to be honest, about everything." Arya took a breath. "I've been thinking about us. And Makadahan, and I don't know if what we have is love or trauma bonding or just two broken people finding each other in the dark. Could be all three." "Yeah, it could." She closed her eyes. "But I know I miss you. I know when I have nightmares, I wish you were here. I know when I wake up, the first thing I think about is whether you're safe." "I'm safe, always am." "That's a lie, but I appreciate it." She smiled slightly. "I'm coming back to New York next week." Adrian's breath caught. I have things to deal with. My apartment, my trust for finding a new one, my life. I can't hide forever." Would you want to see me when you're back?" "Yes, but not right away. I need to get settled first, figure out my footing." "I can wait." "I know, you've been waiting 3 months. That's more patience than I expected from someone like you." "Someone like me is capable of a lot of things when properly motivated." "Is that what I am, motivation?" "You're everything." His voice was raw. "You're the reason I wake up, the reason I'm trying to be better. Not good, I'll never be good, but better, less monstrous, more human." Arya's throat tightened. "Adrien, you don't have to say anything. I just wanted you to know. Whatever you decide when you come back, whether you want to try this or walk away, I'll respect it. But I needed you to know you changed me. That kiss in the club, best and worst thing that ever happened to me." "Same," she whispered. "I'll let you go. But Arya, I'm glad you called." "I didn't call, you did." "No, you answered. That's more than I hoped for." He hung up before she could respond. Arya sat on the porch watching the sun set, and for the first time in 3 months, she felt something other than grief and guilt. She felt hope. Maybe she and Adrien were too broken. Maybe what they had was built on violence and lies and death. Maybe they'd destroy each other. Or maybe two people who'd walked through darkness could find light together. She wouldn't know until she tried, and she was finally ready to try. 1 week later, Arya stood outside Adrian's building in Tribeca. The loft had been rebuilt, repaired. No sign of the attack except for slightly newer windows. She took a breath and walked inside. Adrien opened the door before she could knock. He looked different, thinner, tired, but his eyes lit up when he saw her. "Hi," she said. "Hi." He stepped back. "Come in." She did. The loft was exactly as she remembered, except for one thing. On the coffee table sat a folder. Thick, official looking. "What's that?" she asked. "Everything. Every crime I've committed. Every person I've killed. Every law I've broken. Dates, details, evidence." Adrian's voice was steady. "I told you I'd give you truth. Raw and unfiltered. That's it. All of it." Arya stared at the folder. "Why?" "Because you deserve to know exactly who you're dealing with. No secrets, no lies, just me, as I am. And if I take this to the police, then I go to prison, and you'll be safe from me, from my world, from everything. You'd really risk that. For you, yes." He moved closer. "I love you, Arya. I don't know when it happened. Maybe that first kiss. Maybe when you stood up to me in the kitchen. Maybe when you ordered those deaths and didn't flinch. But I love you, and that means giving you the power to destroy me if that's what you need." Arya's hand shook. She picked up the folder, opened it, saw the first page. Then she walked to the fireplace, turned on the bram, and dropped the folder into the flames. Adrian's eyes widened. What are you doing? Making a choice. The same one you made when you didn't tell the police about my father's corruption. The same one I made when I ordered those deaths. She watched the folder burn. I'm choosing you. Not because you're good or safe or what I should want, but because you're real. And you're mine, and I'm tired of pretending I don't want this. You're sure? No, but I'm doing it anyway. She turned to face him. I have conditions, though. Name them. No more lies, ever. I don't care how ugly the truth is. You tell me. Done. I want out of the criminal side of your life. I'll know about it. I won't judge it, but I won't participate. Done. And if I ever feel unsafe with you, with your world, with any of it, I walk away. No arguments. No stopping me. Done. Adrien moved closer. Anything else? Yeah, one more thing. What? Kiss me, like you did in the kitchen. Like you mean it. Like you're not afraid I'll break. He did. His hands cupped her face, his lips claiming hers with a hunger that had been building for 3 months. Arya kissed him back, pouring everything into it. The grief, the anger, the love, the fear. One of it. When they finally broke apart, both breathing hard, Adrien pressed his forehead to hers. I promise I'll try to deserve you. Don't. Just promise you'll be honest. That's all I need. I can do that. Then we'll figure out the rest as we go. They stood there, holding each other, two broken people, choosing to heal together instead of apart. It wasn't a fairy tale. There was no happily ever after. Just two people deciding that love was worth the darkness it came with. And maybe, just maybe, that was enough. Arya had walked into a club looking for revenge and found something else entirely. She'd kissed a stranger and changed both their lives. She'd learned terrible truths and made impossible choices. She'd ordered deaths and owned the consequences. She'd become someone new, someone harder, someone who understood that justice and law weren't always the same thing, that love could exist in darkness, that sometimes the monster wasn't the person who pulled the trigger, but the system that made it necessary. She'd never be the woman who walked into that club again. That woman was gone, dead, burned away in the same fire that had consumed her father's corruption and Luca's betrayal and Dominic's cruelty. In her place stood someone stronger, someone who'd seen the worst of the world and decided to live anyway, to love anyway, to fight for happiness even when it came wrapped in blood and secrets. Adrien pulled her closer, and Arya let herself believe that maybe they'd make it. Maybe two people forged in violence could build something gentle together. Maybe love was enough to balance the scales. Or maybe they'd destroy each other spectacularly. Either way, it would be their choice, their life, their consequence to bear. And for the first time since that kiss in the club, Arya was finally completely free.